The clock keeps ticking, but I won't slow down. Building my empire in this buzzing town. Casting my vision on the silver screen. My funded life, a vivid sheen. My funded futures light the way.
Hello, traders. Happy Thursday. Welcome to My Funded Futures and My Funded TV. I am Terry Trades, and we have our expert traders, Bull, Barbie, and Nick Does Futures. Good morning. How are you guys both?
Doing well.
Doing well. How about you?
Good. We have some exciting news today. New promo dropping. So that will be exciting for everyone. Chat, if you are doing good, type in 1. If you're hoping to do better, type in 2.
I have to get my chat pulled up.
Who would like to get us started? Barbie, can you get us started, please, while Nick is pulling up chat?
Yeah, I can take over.
Thank you.
So there's, it's kind of, we're in a little bit of a tricky spot because we're still kind of pushing and haven't gotten into more of that bullish range, but we're definitely still bullish. So I think that this could fall apart today, but it could also keep charging forward. So that's what I'm going to be kind of looking at level by level here. I think one of the main areas that we need to watch is this zone kind of on ES. It's from 67.11 to 67.20. That's really going to be the kind of the first support to look for if we get a move lower. The caution I have with this one is I want to be able, if I'm wrong, I want to be wrong fast, because the next kind of test down that we could have would be around 6,700. But it's kind of like yesterday, was if we get a move lower, I think we're decently likely to get a move lower at open, since we've been kind of pushing overnight. But I don't want to rush the longs until I really get a sense of a reversal. The market didn't like the comments, I think, that the Fed members were making yesterday, but that's okay. They'll have to deal with that. Hopefully now we're over that. Maybe that was a little bit of an overreaction, because everything has still been coming out bullish. The big thing, though, is we're getting data on Friday, right? Like, that's exciting. I can show that. Wait, no, did they take it off? I don't know what's going on. I was going to show y'all. Oops, I'm on the wrong button here. They had that CPI on there. I just went to go check it, and it's not there.
That's this week. Yeah, flip it to next week.
Oh, it's for next week? Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so next week, the CPI. So, yeah, we don't have a ton to look at today. We're kind of looking at that's the end of next week, too. We don't have anything for basically a week.
Oh,
so, wow. Yeah. We're really going to be dependent on, I mean, yesterday was the China news, really. We didn't like what was going on with the China stuff still. Are we over that? Are we ready to move back higher? That's what I think we're kind of looking to see. Anyway, back to the charts. We have kind of this is kind of the trend that we've been putting in this week. We've got higher highs and higher lows. So if we continue that, there's room for price to kind of come down here and check where I was talking about with the 67 10 to 20 area there, and then even down to 6,700. There's just a lot of room for it to travel down, kind of put in a low before traveling back up. So even though we're bullish, I'm not itching to go long out of the gates this morning. We'll see how patient we have to be for a move like this. I just see it likely that we want to kind of come test the open and stick to this trend line and kind of test this trend line before traveling higher. So that is why I'm watching kind of that main spot right there. That's assuming we continue the higher highs, higher lows. But I would be looking, because yesterday we tested the very bottom of this range we had previously. This was last week and the week before, where we were just stuck in this area. So right now, the market's objective to me looks like it wants to go back into that area and test some of these levels from before. And so that's going to kind of be where my targets are. We have the high from yesterday. I think it was right below the 68. I think around 66, 67. And then we have kind of the midpoint of that area around 67, 60 or 67, 78. And then I think that the main objective, if the bulls can really get control, is going to be all the way up to that 6,800 again, right below the highs and potentially the highs. That's the most optimistic bull favored view, though. If the market's really not sure if we want to get inside of that range from yesterday, we did reject out of it yesterday, we could end up just really choppy in this area and kind of creating a new range. So that's kind of a possibility too, where we would just have indecision based on the fact that this news calendar looks like this. But if this falls apart and the bears get control, I think we might get kind of a warning when we don't put in this higher high. But if we really start holding below 6,700, then I think we're decently likely to test that wick low from yesterday. You can see this wasn't accepted though, so that's why I'm favoring that bullish move higher. They brought price down and immediately brought it back up above that 6,700. So again, that's why those are my main watches for if we make a move lower. If we get below that, then that idea is falling apart, and we've got this level down here around 66, or really I'm looking at the 6650s as a zone down here where that wick went down to. That was already on the charts yesterday, y'all. So the market likes to go to these little key spots. If we start losing this spot, though, we still have this gap from the Sunday open, and that's just too easy to go play around in. If something scary happens and we get some bad news, and we end up down in there. But hopefully that makes sense why I'm kind of favoring this long move, even though I'm kind of hoping we get test lower to get into it first.
All right. Thank you, Barbie. Nick, what are your thoughts this morning?
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning longs too, but the main point, I really don't have a point of interest to work from this morning, like so far. The only thing I'm watching is the 10 a.m. gap. See if we create a gap here at 10 a.m. On the 4-hour candle close to then be able to get long from here. So that's something I'm watching right there on the indices. This is ES and NQ both have that same sort of gap. Another thing that could happen potentially is we could do something like this, where we go up, take out the high, create a SMT with ES and NQ, and then start moving lower. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'd much rather play the long side. But I could see it coming down to Asia lows, which is at 24,874, and then on ES that is 6702. But for me, mainly for this morning, I'm watching to see if we put in a gap at 6732 on ES, and then on NQ that is 25020. So I'll just sort of be waiting for them. Like I said, that's an hour. That's the 4-hour candle closure. On the hourly, I just don't have much in here. This kind of looks like low resistance liquidity. If I look at the 15-minute, like not really. I feel like price could easily cut through this. So I'd much rather see it confirm it at 10 a.m. and then move lower into this gap and then shoot higher to previous day high. So that's all I really got for indices. Let me pull up gold real quick. Let's see. So gold's just grinding higher, right? It's not really giving any sort of pullbacks on the daily, at least. On the hourly, it gives some a little bit, but you got to be quick. And like I say, a lot of them happen during Asia and London. So I do anticipate for this to kind of move up into here to the 4,300s today, because we did come into this area right here at 42, 47. So now I'd like to see us push a little higher on gold. I am still sick, 100%. I feel better, but like my voice is cooked. We are above weekly open on indices, so a lot of people are kind of bearish because we're in a daily bearish gap. I'm kind of like, if we were in a daily bullish gap and we were bullish, I'd take that gap more seriously. But the fact that it's a bearish gap in a bullish market, I'm just kind of like, worst case scenario, it could consolidate in here. That's usually what happens, I've noticed. But yeah, just kind of have to wait and see. That's all I got though.
Thank you, Nick. Thanks for being here with us, even though you're feeling sick. I appreciate it.
Get Nick some tea.
Yes.
No, I got some
That
tea.
icy tea.
I got some tea right here. This is the Venti medicine ball.
Oh, that one's so good from Starbucks. It's delicious with honey. I love that one.
No, it does the trick, but I feel way better than I did yesterday. So
Yeah, it is going around that fall cold.
Yeah, no, it's like I say, before I go on vacation, like a couple of weeks before, I always think, I'm like, man, like I hope I don't get sick like a couple of days before. I'm glad I got sick last Friday. And then like Monday through, it's like 3 days coming, 3 days here, and then it's like 3 days leaving, right? So I'm like, hopefully I'm on like the back end of it now. So by Sunday morning, I should be good, hopefully. But
the day trader says, take those vitamin C packs.
I got those. I got those too. I got those too. Oh man, a lot of people said they're sick in the chat.
Yeah. Honey garlic tea will do the trick. Oh, I can't try that one. Like, I love garlic, but like the idea of putting garlic in tea, but people swear by it.
Well, garlic is antimicrobial, so it kills bacteria and viruses. Fun fact. I always make pasta with really garlicky sauce when everybody's sick here.
Oh, that's a good way to have garlic. I would definitely love that. Spaghetti with lots of garlic and honey.
So how'd y'all do yesterday? Y'all trade much or?
Yeah, it was a mixed day for me. Barbie, how was your day?
The futures was pretty boring because I really kind of missed my good setup, but we worked the options, so worked out. I'm ready for a big futures day. We'll see. See if it's today. Is it today, market?
The headline risks lately with tweets, it has just been so volatile. Within 5 to 15 minutes, the market can just drop by 200 points or jump by 200 points. Yeah, we saw that again yesterday with a big drop and then a pump right back up. It V-bottomed again. Did anyone catch any of the short or the longs?
That short was really nice.
Yeah, it really was.
It was a long that was in my playbook that I missed, and then it went to my target and then made that reversal without me. I was done by then. How'd you do yesterday? Or Nick, did we hear about your trades yet?
Nah, I didn't have anything on yesterday. I wish I would have probably went long right around the open, but usually when I get like under 6 hours sleep, I'm not gonna trade, you know, because I'm just not in a good state. So today I'll look for a setup because although I do sound horrible, I feel a lot better. But yeah, I think I only would have went long yesterday. There was a lot of people trying to short right off the open or right around the open. I didn't really see it until like and then I saw like later in the day, like 3 o'clock, there was a big dump later in the afternoon. So I was like, oh wow. So I guess they were right eventually. They were right at one point. So but yeah, I didn't see it at first.
That's such a good reminder.
Yeah,
the only trade I had was I think the only trade I had was Tuesday because Monday, big holiday, Tuesday, first day, and then yesterday I was sick. So, yeah, no, hopefully I catch something, another trade tomorrow or today or tomorrow.
It's such a good reminder, Nick, that like if we're not feeling well, just like don't trade, just sit it out that day. Yeah.
It's okay. The market will still go on without us.
This is true. Rocky Mountain Trades. You passed an eval on the short and made money on the funded on the longs after. Let's go.
Let's see.
Corey, the phone trader, is in the house. Pine Tree Trader is in the house. Good morning.
Oh man, I'm really really curious to see what we do here to open. I think it's a wrap.
No pullback?
I don't think it's gonna be a pullback. I think we're a rip right off
I want a
open. I
pullback.
think we get a previous weekly high before the end of the day today. I have a weird feeling. Although that what was that news from yesterday talking about we're in a trade war with China? That was late last night, right?
Well, it's been we had the. I mean,
He
it's
had like that press
ongoing.
conference, right? Like that little dinner at like 8 o'clock or something, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about this China trade war. We got the initial shock and awe post, and now we're getting all these little mini snippets. It's kind of the same thing that happened in April, just smaller scale. But
Yeah.
until like there's resolution, we're just gonna keep dropping on any bad news and then working our way back up.
Yeah, I have been paying attention to the rallies back up. They are strong. So every time we have a drop, it seemed like a massive drop. It just bounces right back. It's very strong.
Yeah, I know. It's like because he spoke last night during Asia, I think, and the market really didn't move much. So I'm curious to see what it does. I think if we don't go lower, the first 30 minutes or first hour, I think it's just gonna go higher, honestly. Another thing too is since we're in this daily gap, probably you could see price consolidate, especially with the fact there is no news. But yeah, I think we get back up here. Like I don't know. I feel like when there's big moves like this to the downside, it's gonna spin, and it's like opposite of order flow. It's gonna spend the next week, or the next couple of weeks trying to get back to that level it was at before. So I did like how it came into this weekly gap. That was very, very clean. Any questions in the chat?
You got the fancy Starbucks. Yeah, we're getting you taken care of over there, huh?
Who, me? Oh yeah. I mean, well, I live right across the street from one, so works out.
Oh, that's danger.
Oh, that is danger.
It is dangerous. Very dangerous. But these teas have really helped me a lot. Like when I get sick, like these are really, really good.
Now I want one.
My wife makes a good one too, but it was just a little everything was a little too much stuff going on this morning. So I just went over and got one. Nick, when do you decide to use the 4 hour or the 1 hour gaps? I use those. Like if I go down, so usually right around like the open, if we don't have one on the 4 hour, but we have one on the hourly, and I have to wait another 30 minutes or till 10 o'clock for the 4 hour to close, I'm just going to use the hourly one. If I don't have anything on the 1 hour, and I just have the 4 hour, I'll use the 4 hour. But it all starts with bias, right? Like me, I'm personally bullish. So now I just need a car or a vehicle to help get me there. So this is like the road, right? And then my entry model, this is actually the car. So that's gonna help me get me there. So that's how I like to use it. It could be the 4 hour, it could be the 1 hour, and things like that. If we use scalpers though, there's a 15-minute gap here you could mark off, but I like to just kind of see like what the first 30 minutes does, or the first 15 to 30 minutes of the market opens, what it wants to do, and then flush out longs overnight or shorts, and then I like to participate. People think, oh yeah, wow, he just sits here and watches the 4 hour. No, I don't. It's just that I don't have any sort of map to get me there, right? Until this closes. And then once that 4 hour candle closes at 10 o'clock, then I just set alerts at 25.020 and then 67.32 on ES, and then I just wait for price to come in there and then starting to show some strength back up to the upside.
That was a great breakdown. I saw someone asked how to draw supply and demand.
I couldn't tell you.
So like how to maybe draw levels? Is that what you're asking?
That's kind of where it becomes a loaded question, because some people have kind of marketed their unique way of coming up with key areas in the market. And so they'll say that that's supply and demand as opposed to key levels. I kind of think it's all the same thing. But I have lots of videos on it that are like 20 minutes long. I'm not going to give you a 20-minute explanation. But basically, what you're doing is starting on the higher time frame charts, because the higher time frames are always better to anchor to, because they are it's stronger information, basically. So if you get the same signal on an hourly chart that you get on a 5-minute chart, the hourly is going to be potentially stronger. But what you're doing is just looking for areas where the market likes to stop. Like there's kind of 2 candles that stop there. That's going to be a key level. When we had that box that I drew over there, you can kind of see the top and the bottom of that. Those are going to be key levels. Spots where we wick down. See, look how many that lines up. Boom, 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 boom. That lined up 4 times before we even got over here. So that's going to be a key level. And you start on the higher time frames, move down to the lower time frames. I'm on SPY instead of ES, but y'all get the idea. It's all the same thing. You can just look on it for different time frames. The higher the time frame, the stronger. The lower the time frame, the weaker. But you're just looking where we have multiple touches and the market stops and can't get through. If you just hover, say I just hover my crosshair over this, and I can see that level has made a whole bunch of spots there around 67.45. And this is on SPY, so I don't usually look at these levels, but it's just really easy to see those there. And then you can mark those and go peel down to your lower time frames and watch them. I know some people deal more with zones. If I'm calling it a zone, it's usually because there's a cluster of levels or a cluster of things that's within 10 ES points or so. But yeah, I think it's art and science a little bit. People get intimidated by it, but you don't need to be intimidated.
Thank you, Barbie. I am putting in a link to one of your videos about levels. People can go check it out. Barbie has a ton of videos about levels and the orb and other great content. Same with Nick. So make sure you subscribe and follow both of them.
I think sometimes it helps just watching somebody do it a little bit too. So that's kind of why I have the longer videos, is I can spend some time and go through nuances.
Tough to give a proper overview real quick on our show. Thank you, Abhishek. He is dropping some links for you guys. So 6 minutes until the market opens. We are trading above VWAP. Market's gonna market. Let's see what it brings today.
Oh, what's up? I am a ghost. Yeah, Nick fell down.
Okay, we don't have full energy, Nick, today. We'll get it back. Somebody's asking how many years of back tests, and I can kind of answer. I have an opinion on that. I've seen other people with different opinions, but I've had people say that I didn't back test long enough because I didn't back test 30 years of data and crap like that.
30
I'm not trading 30 years ago. So I don't value that really old information very much. I try to look at what's moving the market right now. Right now we got Trump, so I can back test Trump eras. And I want to focus on the most recent. So a lot of times when I'm back testing, I might just back test this year. Plus, the best back tests are the manual ones, because you can go run the bots to back test things. But when you go double check those entries, they're not always the right ones. So I can't manually back test 10 years worth of data. I'm going to go crazy and hate my life, and it's a waste of time. So I always focus on the most recent and because that's going to have the same kind of catalyst. So if we focus on data from this year, we're focusing on data where we've had tariff news and a Trump president and all this stuff with the Fed that's going on, which is going to be different than it was in 2022 or 2019. And so you can back test those, but the way I look at it is as far back as I can go is ideal, but I'm not going to try to go back during a time that doesn't have the same environment that we have today. And it's really going to be limited more by how far back I can do a quality back test. Because for me, it's quality over quantity.
Mhm. I agree with that. So, I mean, to compare it to the crash earlier this year in April, you'd have to go back to like, what, the 1930s, right?
Mhm.
Before that,
But still, like that was such a different time. The market's going to
I'm
react
joking.
differently.
I'm
Well,
joking.
I know, but like that's the thing is, even if we look back at the 80s, there's been a lot of comparisons to the 70s and 80s recently, and it's not the same market. It's not the same government. We don't have the same fiscal and monetary policy, so it's not going to be the same. So we can get some clues from history, but we should focus more on the most recent things that we have.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I did like 2 years worth of back testing on like 1 or 2 pairs. But that was at the same, like, I wasn't back testing and then I went to forward testing and like trading in the markets. Like, it was like back testing and forward testing at the same time. And then trading as well. Cause like I'm trying to figure out the technical side of it, and I'm also trying to figure out the mental and psychological side of it, and also like risk management. How does it feel when I lose, right? Because when you're back testing, like this is kind of like whatever. I will say I like back testing over paper trading. I don't know why people paper trade. I just don't get it. I mean, just go
Sometimes you
buy
do
it.
have to practice the executions because you get psyched out.
Well, I mean, just do it on back testing, right? Like if you're in practice, like execute. You
Well,
can
if
get
I'm
more
back
execution
testing,
on
I'm
back
looking at stuff a lot faster. So I guess I'm thinking if we're paper trading, we're doing it in a live, realistic timing. And then when I'm back testing, I'm looking at multiple days at a time usually. Maybe you're doing it differently though. So
Like a dress rehearsal is what you're referencing, Barbie, like on paper, kind of a dress rehearsal.
I guess because some of that, I mean, finding the trade and finding the opportunity and then executing it are different skills because I've had perfect plans that I lost money on because I executed on like shit. So
Mhm.
I still think there's value in both things, but you're practicing different things. Or you're studying different things.
See, I think you're practicing the same thing when you're back testing and you're paper trading execution. So why would you not get more data? And do
I
it
think we're
quicker?
talking about back testing a little bit differently because I'll seriously I'll look at 2 weeks at a time and just go that one hit, that one hit, that one hit, boom, done. And so that doesn't help me practice the live execution because I'm not looking at it in real time. I'm looking at
Well, I
closed.
think part of the live execution is also how you're managing that money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
I see what you
because
mean.
like I could, like if I put on one micro, that's nothing to me. But if someone else puts on one micro, like they're probably, like shit their brain down.
Sweating.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like part of that,
This guy says back testing is overrated. Do you think that you can have confidence in
I don't think
a
it's overrated.
strategy?
No, it's not overrated. But
Do you think
And
you can have any confidence in a strategy without back testing, without studying it? I can't.
some people backtest by looking back at the bars and then we'll manually do it. And then some people backtest by running some type of program. And then I've seen people backtest too by using playback. Is that what you mean, Nick? Like when you go back in time and you're actually executing market is open. Here we go. Yeah. Different people backtest differently, which is interesting.
yeah, no, I mean, I was just asking. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do it, right? I mean, people trade all sorts of strategies; they do stuff differently. But yeah, I was just kind of just seeing like what other people thought on that, and kind of giving my opinion on it because,
Yeah.
like, when I paper traded, I don't know, like I just kind of felt like it was kind of pointless to me. But back testing, I felt like I could get that same. I could study the executions and go through. Like if it's a day before NFP, I can just skip it, right? Because it's probably not going to be very good. Whereas paper trading, I have to just kind of like go like wait for the next day of trading, like in real life. But I mean, I think you should just get like the cheapest futures account, which the core plan, for example. Get something cheap like that, or maybe just something else, right? Like we do a lot of these giveaways on here, so maybe just get one of those and just sort of practice, right? Just feel what it feels like to win money, lose money, and how do you tilt? Do you just kind of see like what your tendencies are? You know what I mean? You're not going to get that in backtesting. You're not going to get that in paper trading. You're not going to get that unless you do that. So I think that's just, and I think that's the main part of it. So, all right. So it looks like 4 hour here. It's grinding lower. I mean, I would love for it to go lower to then go higher, but and leave this previous day high behind. But it looks like we're doing another one of those things where NQ is going higher and the ES is going lower.
Let's see. NQ is making a new high on the day. Just took out the overnight high.
Okay, I get it, guys. I sound awful. Okay, I get it. That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible.
See, for me, backtesting isn't practicing the trades. Backtesting is seeing if the trades are viable. So that's why I was saying like it's kind of two different things. Like when I'm backtesting, I'm looking to see if a trade idea is even viable. And then when I'm paper trading, I'm testing it. So I think we're just kind of talking about the same thing in different terminology.
Yeah. Trade singer cooked.
But yeah, I'm not going to go into new software and ever just like hit the button in the live account first.
No, I don't think people should do that either. No, absolutely not. I mean, that's what I did, but I don't recommend it. I feel like most people.
Is that because you did it? Like,
yeah, like
do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, so I put out a lot of videos about that too. Like basically just telling you guys what I wish I would have told myself or what I would listen to. So I think a lot of our advice on here is based off of that. Like we did this, don't do this, but the reality is people just aren't gonna. People just have to they have to fall on their ass like in order to figure it out, right? You can tell people a million different things. They're just they gotta do it.
Every single one of us is the one special person who none of these lies or these things apply to. We're the one that's going to come to the market and be the savant that makes all the money day one. Me, I'm the one.
I will say I can't do any sort of trading if I don't have my broker on.
All right. Hopefully ES makes this move lower that I'm looking for.
Well, you got NQ going higher doing toxic things.
Yeah, but I did degen a little bit. Do you want me to admit to my degenning?
Yes.
I can. I'm in a short.
YM's going lower too.
Nice short.
I put it up there. It's off of the 40, 64.40 or 67.40. I don't know where we are these days. 67.40.
6.7.
Let's see.
One of my kids wants to be a 6'7" Mason for Halloween. Like, save me from middle schoolers right now.
Is it up on your chart, Barbie? Oh, Denny, can we see Barbie's chart, please? Thank you.
My little degen.
Let's go.
Hopefully I didn't mess up not scalping that to VWAP, but we'll see.
It's fun to see
now
how
I see VWAPs there.
It's fun to see how you scalp.
Well, I decided to do the thing where I try to get it because we had distance to that level that I was looking to buy. I wanted to try it. It just seemed like we were not going to keep moving up on that.
Ooh, it's going. Go, go, go. Core flex option. Yes, it is coming. Don't be a fool. It's reminding us. So today we have a special guest.
I was going to say, who are you calling a fool?
Luke will be visiting us today to share the information with us.
No, I don't think he can.
He can't?
Yeah, it's, Barbie is doing Luke's spiel.
Yes.
We got it.
We got it.
I don't think we're ready quite yet. Are we? I don't think we're ready quite yet.
Not quite yet. Look at this scalp that Barbie's in. Let's go.
Just was
actually
like, no,
like.
we want longs for calls. Like, it's all right. We'll get those later.
I think if he gets to 67.26, I think he can get to 67.20. I really do.
Yeah, I'm a lazy trader, dude. I need to get my thing off and get my buy down there, hopefully. I used to try to like nail the highs and the lows. I got over that. I want the easy in, easy out. Who's with me on that one? Let's not make it any harder.
Oh yeah, I was just reading the chat over here.
Oh, it's going. Any good questions? Everyone, drop your questions for Nick and Barbie.
I have to look at something else real quick.
Ooh, Miss Trading just locked in $2K payout from MyFundedFutures. Let's go.
Let's go.
Have you spent that 25K yet?
Yes and no. So yes, it has been amazing. I feel so lucky. It's like, yeah, it's like life-changing, right? It's been good. What would you guys do with 25,000 right now?
Probably buy a car.
I just throw in the bank.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Always more cars.
Actually, that reminds me. I need to book a car. Good luck to me. Y'all, I need y'all to say a prayer for me. I'm renting a car in Los Angeles for a week. So I'm gonna need all the help I can get in terms of driving, all the prayers I can get. I need to book that car right now, actually. I'll book it when I get off. But yes, you should trade. You should take the 25K and flip it to 100K.
To 1 million. Someone said they would pay off their debts, vacation, pay off my car, buy my mom an SUV. Chucky, I like that. Ooh, go to college. Vivi.
Oh, here's the best answer. Trade it during CPI.
Full port
Yeah.
in CPI. Oh gosh.
No, compliance.
Yep. Chess Trades says, go on vacay, clear my mind, then I'll make a decision. I like that.
Anyone in trades? No, I'm not in a trade. I think Barbie's the only one in a trade right now.
I think
I'm
Terry's
most likely waiting until 10 a.m.
Yeah, I did hype. I did hop into like one micro. I'm looking for that gap fill down from New York's closing price. And this is just based on the statistics of gap fill. So we'll see if it works. I am going to trail my stop. This is in just one micro, targeting 100 points. So I did bring down my stop. Yesterday, was it yesterday that we did this too? We took out the overnight high and then we did eventually fill the gap.
Are we finally getting down there? Here we go.
Let's go. So close.
I'm telling you, 67.20.
I hope so, but I need a minute to switch back to long now.
W for Barbie. Let's go.
I'm not a good switcher. I have to have a minute. Get my bear hat off, put my bull hat on.
That's such a strength. Like both of you guys know yourself really well as far as like how you trade, the best way you trade, and that seems like such a strength.
S&T at the highs here, kind of sus.
Am I going to be
I'm
a
bullish
paper
on the
handle
day,
here?
but I'm kind of looking. I think NQ could go lower into like the 970s or something, 980s. I just hate when it's so close to an obvious high or a low. Like yesterday, it was so close to running. What was it? I think previous day high yesterday, and then people wanted to short it, and it ended up going higher. And then later in the day, it went lower. Whereas I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it always does the sorcery right before it pumps higher. That's probably why Barbie has her TP where it was at 67.26.
It's because it was the right spot. No, I thought we were going to get down into the 20s and potentially to 20, but I've just had so many times where the market just laughs at my little TP, like, ha ha, we're not going to do that, and then runs back. So I try to make it easy on myself.
Rocky says gold made a new high again. Wow. I heard the other day gold was up already like 40% for the year, which now we're up even higher.
That's insane.
Let's see. I think I'd feel better about short if one of either NQ and ES. But then again, like, I don't know. This is probably why I'm gonna wait for that candle close in the next 15 minutes.
I wanted it to go deeper.
Yeah.
Did not get switched to longs. We'll see. I'll be patient for this reversal. Sometimes you gotta be. I've been pretty good at picking up the morning reversals, but it is a game of patience.
Patience.
Let's see.
Market is wanting to test those highs in NQ.
Uh-oh, here it goes. We're gonna potentially get an orb break here. There it is. I have to get on the right account and then I can show y'all.
The Orby.
So there's the MES and the MNQ. We'll see if we get this pump that I did not get in long on my other account that I really wanted. We did have a little bit of that warning where they were doing different things inside the first, the opening of that range. So that's not an A+ orb setup, but this is the orb setup. So we'll see what happens.
So we went on previous day high on NQ.
Ooh.
I did get stopped out. No biggie. 1 micro.
Well, while we're waiting on this, should we let folks know about the new deal we've got going?
Yes.
Let's
Let's
do it.
do it.
Okay, this is fresh from Luke. I'm going to try not to mess this up. But y'all are familiar with the new Flex add-on that we've had on the scale plans. So why not add that on the core? So there's going to be a core Flex, and it is also going to be a free add-on. And what it'll do is right now the payout cap is $1,000 on the core plans. So with the Flex add-on, that payout cap will go from $1,000 up to $3,000. And that'll allow you to withdraw up to 50% of your profits, up to $3,000 per payout. This is for new accounts only, and it is for limited time. We don't know what the end date is. They're saving that as a mystery. I had a question, and it was, can you still get the Flex on the scale? And yes, so now we can get the Flex on the scale and the core. So pretty good promo going on for the core accounts if y'all are into those. Now we can get that budget friendly account with the good payout. So
That is a great promo on the core, you guys. Make sure you use code YouTube for that to get an additional discount, and it helps to support our channel. That's incredible. I didn't realize it would be on
is the
both.
lucky one.
Yeah.
Because code YouTube, you get everybody's vibes. You get my vibes, you get Nick and Terry's vibes, you get Ash
Tom's.
and Tom and Matt. You get the whole crew. And Magnus and Denny, they're back here making all kinds of money trading these props, so they're doing great.
JC says, I don't see the add-on. It's when you're checking out. It should be a tab right on the left side of the screen when you're checking out. When you're like picking which platform you want.
It should be the core Flex.
Yeah, it's a little button. So just select the core plan and then make your way down the list. Yeah, we'll have to get a visual to show you guys. Let me see if I can get one together.
If it's not there, we will get our guys on that and make sure it's there as soon as possible.
That's pretty cool. Type 1 in the chat or W in the chat if you guys like that.
We'll get it going for you. They told us 9:45, but there might be a delay back there. We'll get it taken care of.
Yes. Our tech team is very fast. So if it's not there, they will take care of it right away. I am going to see if I can get a visual for you without doxing myself. Yeah.
The core Flex, it's a workout plan. It's a workout plan for your accounts and your trading.
Yeah, it's still not there yet. It's coming.
If you get in drawdown, you have to do some push-ups or some burpees. That's the rules. We'll get it. It's coming. You guys get to know first. That's the cool news. You guys hang out here and you get to find out about it first. Look what's happening here. We had low probability orb and it's going to stop out on me. This is going to have to become an official rule, I think.
Part of the big picture, though. It's just part of the plan.
Yep. This is an ongoing project. That's one of the things about strategies. You don't want to flip-flop and change your strategy because it has one loss. But when we can look at strategies over time and say, let's look at those losses and see if they have anything in common so that we can filter those out. That's the kind of thing that I'm always looking at on an ongoing basis. So I've showed this little trick. I've probably showed it more on my streams than here just because of time. But because we honestly, we have more hindsight at that hour anyway. But when we're looking at the orb and my orb wrangler starts drawing this midpoint, but you can do that too. You can just put a box on it that has a midpoint and keep changing it. But what I watch is how the candles react on the midpoint on ES versus the NASDAQ. And when they're not really behaving the same, that's another clue. Because one of the things I'm always watching, I say this a lot, but if we get the best trades, it's because ES and NASDAQ are moving together. And so if you watch how they're behaving relative to that midline, you can see pretty quickly if they're moving together or not. And we've definitely found that it's not an A+ setup when they're not in agreement. It's not having to do with which way it breaks out so much as them being in sync, because that's when we get the power plays. Okay, we got some news that we're getting. So you guys get the very first info. We're going to be able to launch that at 10 a.m. So hopefully in less than 10 minutes, y'all can get that Core Flex add-on.
Let's go. Let's break the internet. Everyone in the community, let's all buy it at the same time.
Well, that's the biggest, that's the highest impact news event we have all week. You know?
Could be.
Oh, I do miss having all the news that we normally have.
Yeah, that's
It's a little different.
that is why I like 9:30 and trading the AM session the best, because you always get 9:30 open, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole world revolves around 9:30.
Yeah.
So that's why I always prefer that over London or PM session. Can you find trades in there? Absolutely, but I just much rather trade in the morning time.
Oh, Violet, it is going to be released at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard
That's
Time.
the one
7
detail we
minutes.
didn't get. Yeah, it's the one detail we didn't get. You have to wait 15 minutes, but it's coming. It's coming. I know Luke wanted to announce that himself, but he's getting pulled in a million different directions, so we'll get you some Luke time as soon as we can. I think in about 7 minutes, y'all.
And someone asked, how long is the promo?
We would like to know the same thing. It's for a limited time.
Yeah, so we don't know. It could be for a day. It could be for a week. It could be longer. We're not sure. For limited time. So make sure you snatch one up using code YouTube. It is an incredible value. For with our discount after you use code YouTube for the code when you check out, it brings down the price. Oh, even cheaper. Okay, so it's normally $77. Let me do some math real quick. 77 times 0.95. It will bring it down to $73 about, and that is with end of day drawdown and no activation fees, and you'll be able to request up to $3,000 each time. It is 50% of your total account value. So like, let's say you make $6,000, then you can request up to $3,000. Yeah. I love that though. You can't beat the price, the all-in price. And that is important to look at when you're looking at accounts to purchase for evals, like what is the all-in cost? Because some firms, it might be very cheap in the front end, and then in the back end, maybe they charge like $200 for an activation fee. And none of the accounts, all of the accounts at MyFundedFutures have no activation fee. What were you going to say, Nick?
I was just gonna say, is the scale one still going on right now too, or
It is. I checked on that. So we have double flex plans coming. So we'll have the core and the scale.
Cool.
I checked on that one. That was my question too. I was like, wait, you're not getting rid of the other one too, are you? We get them both. Limited time though, so snatch it up while you can.
No end date at the moment. Yeah, so far, not really. Ran previous day high on NQ, and I haven't ran on ES yet. So we'll see what happens on that 4-hour close.
Oh, I see a question which we've answered before, but I'm guessing there's some new people here. How do you handle patience in trading? How do you walk away from a red day or a tiny green day? It's very hard, of course.
I don't think it stays hard. That's part of the job. If you're planning the trade and trading the plan, sometimes you're going to be in that failure rate, and that's okay. And I think that keeping it in that perspective makes it easy. So if you're not planning the trade and trading the plan, that's going to be hard. But if you're planning the trade and trading the plan, then it'll be a lot easier to accept it.
Yeah, I think you just need to realize, like, just because you lose doesn't mean you suck. Like, just walk away. Like, it's hard, but it's not really that hard when you think about it. And it comes with time, right? Like the first couple times you take a trade, like ever, and you take a loss, like it's gonna be hard for you to walk away. But like after a couple, I don't know, months, years, whatever, it becomes easier. So it's just one of those things that comes with time and experience.
Oh, Abhishek says it's live. The flex option for core, it is there. Thank you, Chess
It's
Trades.
alive.
Yes. So it is an add-on. You don't have to pick it if you don't want it. But if you want it, make sure you pick it. Market is marketing. It's still trading above VWAP.
I still think we can keep moving lower here, so I'm watching that to see if I can really get a better spot. I really want to watch for rotation before I hop in things. I already took kind of a degen trade, so the next one's got to be responsible. I consider anything in kind of the first 5 minutes a little degenerate, but
It hasn't really moved much outside of that range.
nah, it hasn't.
What's your favorite type of accounts? Chat.
Big ones.
Barbie, what's your favorite type right now?
I mean, my favorite's always my live account, but I've been doing the scale accounts, which I know I think most of the hosts are kind of into the pros, but the way I've traded with other firms is having several accounts that I can kind of trade some different things in. And so I'm kind of trying to build that over at MyFunded. I can have 5 of the scale. So I think I'm going to switch some out and potentially work on that. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm seeing other people like the scale too. Pro, core. Nick, what's your favorite?
The pro.
The pro.
I thought he was going to say that.
Vivi says the website keeps loading. We're breaking the internet.
Yeah, I told y'all that was gonna happen.
They'll fix it, Vivi. Oh, Happy Chipmunk Creations got one. Let's go.
You wouldn't want to be a sad chipmunk.
Happy
Well,
Chipmunk.
he got him a nut. There we go.
They're so cute.
So we're about to get this 4-hour candle closure here. The fact that we got a 4-hour candle closure and we ran previous day high on one asset, not the other, I'd mark off this SMT. It does have some weight. And then I want to see us come down into here and then move higher. But I'm just marking off that SMT just for just to have it on there. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'd like for us to go lower, something like this, into here, and then move towards previous day high. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, I'm watching gold. I think just running higher as well. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to talk a little bit more and slowly getting that voice back, and we can talk. We can see how many people can get some payouts and so many people can rack up some core accounts.
Thank you,
Need to
Nick.
get you some garlic tea.
Oh, I'm all out now. I need to run across the street, get some more.
All right. Thank
That
you,
is
Nick.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Feel better.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm still hoping we get a little bit deeper into these levels here before we move higher, which hopefully we get. This is a game of patience for me now. At least I played the short. That was big. I a lot of times I'm just waiting for my long. I played the short.
You did. And it printed.
I was kind of worried that this long was going to take a long time to set up if it sets up, just because we always have to have some reason for the market to move, and we're kind of at an objective, and it might take a little pressure to get over that 67.50, but that's what I want. So ultimately, just the way the market works, it's easier if it kind of comes down and takes a breath before it charges back into big levels like that. So that's what I'm hoping we're getting today. We'll see.
Like a nice pullback and then hop in that reversal. We shall see. Someone asked, does Flex add-on work on giveaway accounts? I believe it does, but only for that month, because the giveaway accounts, aren't they usually only for a month, like promo? We will find out for you.
I'm not sure about that also, yeah. Because you have to check the Flex at checkout, and I'm not sure that those giveaway accounts have that option. So it may not.
Yeah, Avro says, that's a game changer for MyFundedFutures. Static drawdown after buffer is huge for long-term trading. Yeah, so the end of day drawdown, once you get to your buffer point, then it does stay static. So it acts like a live account at that point, which is fantastic. In the SimFunded, once you get there, it doesn't just keep trailing you forever, which is really nice. And with this add-on promo, so it is an option. You don't have to choose it if you don't want to. I did see a comment, someone saying on X, like, oh, it's not for me because I want to be able to withdraw like into the buffer without that 50%. So I'd say like people love the add-on because it has bigger potential upsides for the cost that you're paying for the eval. But it is an option, right? It just gives everyone more options. And so if you want to withdraw more than $1,000 on the core account each time, then the Flex add-on is a great option. Exactly. And for the cost, you just can't beat it. Like there are other firms, all in cost is like $200 for the same type of idea. Just my observation. Market is coming down a bit. Okay, let's see if it can trade below VWAP and actually stay below VWAP. Range Breakers asked, what is Flex?
This isn't something that the other firms are doing. This is a promo just on MyFundedFutures. So this was just, we previously had the Scale Flex. This was just announced today that we now have the Core Flex. It's an add-on for your account where you can take more payouts because there are payout limits on the Scale and the Core accounts. And with this, on the Core account, you get 3 times the payout limit as you did yesterday, as long as you add this Flex.
Yeah, that's a lot. I didn't even think about it that way. It's times 3. And we can have up to 5 of any of the 50K accounts. So that is quite the scaling up. Oh, so someone asked, what gives you this add-on? So it is a little button when you check out and just select it when you either purchasing the core or the scale. So they are still running both promos. And it does stick with the account even once the promo ends. That add-on is stuck on that account. Because I know some people were worried, like, well, how long does this last for on the account? Once you purchase it with the add-on, it is done and done.
It is limited time only, though. We don't think, it doesn't look like it's going to stick around. So make sure you get on it while it's happening.
I do
no extra
love
cost.
Yes, it's free. I do love how MyFundedFutures is always coming up with like different creative promos that other firms have not done. And yeah, keeping us on our toes. Like we had that one where people could reset their 50K core accounts. I thought that was really cool. Oh, plastic sandwich. I am flat. I wish I was still holding on to a short, but I am not. Or not plastic sandwich, plastic sandwich. Any Halloween candy yet, Barbie?
No. I mean, we don't have trick-or-treaters, so I don't buy Halloween candy.
No, no one with a sweet tooth in your household?
Well, we'll probably make some stuff, but yeah, I would rather have like fresh baked stuff than candy personally. So I'll probably do that. We like to make
sounds
carrot
good.
cake, like fresh carrot cake.
Oh, I love carrot cake.
So we're getting into that season. We grind all our spices fresh and all that. It turns out really, really good. It makes a big difference.
Oh my gosh, that sounds delicious. Is it like a spice grinder?
Yeah, just a regular spice grinder, but usually you buy them already ground up, and if you buy fresh spices and grind them fresh, the flavor is just amazing. So
I have to try that.
I've become a little bit of an ingredient snob, but I like what I like.
Trading by Sam likes strawberry shortcake.
That was one of my favorites growing up, actually. I
Yeah,
haven't had that in a while.
it's nice and light.
Coop, it's too early to make you hungry. It's like breakfast taco o'clock right now.
I like your one trade setup called the taco, Barbie. That's like,
Well,
makes me hungry for tacos.
we were trolling the Trump taco trade, but I think it's a good way to put it, where like you get the move down, like that's the news event, gets one side of the taco shell, and then everyone's like, whoa, that's not that big of a deal. And then the other side of the shell. And it happens a lot. I've always just called it the overreaction trade, but for now, for all time, it's the taco trade.
I love it. Taco.
Someone was asking about the tick index. I didn't have that pulled up today, but here, this is the tick index on this chart. And the fact that it's holding and not hitting any extremes, yes, this is showing that we're having a flat day. So that's another good kind of thing for the orb traders to look at. This is one of the things that I'm working on. That everyone wants some confirmation. So we've been exploring different confirmations. That can be another good one when you're not getting any extremes on the tick index, that we're not likely to have breakouts in that environment. Even if you're already at one side of an extreme, it's likely to kind of rubber band back somewhere, so that can still be a movement, but we've just been completely dead inside the middle here. Not very impressive. And the line chart's a mess here too.
Yep, still above VWAP. The bulls are still in charge.
Someone was asking how to use VWAP. That's kind of a can of worms.
It
I know
really
a lot
is.
a lot of institutions are judged based on how close their entries are to VWAP, so that's kind of something to be aware of. For me, it's my favorite EMA. I don't like to have a lot of EMAs on my chart. I'll have some of them on my higher time frames, but I don't care that much about lower time frame VWAPs. But one of the reasons I like the VWAP is it's the same on my 1 minute chart as my 5 minute chart as my hourly chart, and so it's the same level across. I don't like things that are real time frame dependent, because I want to trade with the big dogs, and if the big dogs are running in one direction, they're not necessarily going to be looking on a 5 minute chart or a 3 minute chart. So that's why I usually choose VWAP in general. It's the same everywhere. But it's I don't think maybe there's a strategy that's just straight up VWAP. I think it's usually part of a strategy. So it'll be a confirmation or an entry or an exit, more than just straight up VWAPs the entire strategy. But it can give you perspective, because in general, if you're above it, it's bullish; below it, it's bearish; hanging around near it, chopping around over the top of it. like
Mhm.
ES this morning. That's pretty choppy. Because some strategies do judge how far we get away from VWAP if you're kind of using that as a median. So that is one way that you can kind of look at it. There are a lot of trades where we're moving away from a center and you're looking for that snap back. So you're trying to find the edge of the market to have it return back to a median. And that's, I've seen traders use the VWAP for that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Like a mean reversion strategy?
Yeah.
WeWap says the sound of VWAP is so harsh. I think WeWap is better. WeWap, it's cute.
You just don't like me talking about V's over there? You want some We's?
We are testing the VWAP, aka WeWap. Let's see if it can hold below. Boy, it is making its way slowly but surely back to unchanged. Tear, sad, that got stopped out on my short, but that's okay.
Oh gosh, that is painful.
Right? It's okay. It kind of happens often with that gap fill trade.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's that morning open is just a little too wicky.
yeah.
But we are getting, so we've got inside of 67.20 on ES. I'm not showing reversal signs yet, so I'm fine waiting. But hopefully we will get kind of a reversal down here. I'm watching, man, I have so many levels marked here, but we got Monday's high is the one that I was watching around 67.1150, kind of the bottom of that range. And we're at the midpoint of that range right now, around 17. So if we start showing signs of the sellers weakening here, that is interesting because we're at a key spot. A lot of times I'll just kind of draw a little line so we can get an idea of where this morning trend has been.
My cookie asked, am I correct to assume it's funny because it's like the my cookie, but I see your name is my MAI, is asking, am I correct to assume that buying below the VWAP is buying cheap and selling above VWAP is also selling cheap? Sounds like kind of
Maybe.
mean reversion. Yeah, possibly.
I would want to pair that with some other idea. Like if we're looking to go long because we're at some kind of oversold territories and we're below VWAP, that could potentially be inexpensive. But what you're doing right now is exploring some kind of creating a strategy. So I use the orb as an example for how to create a strategy, but basically you're taking an idea like that and then you go pull it on a whole bunch of time frame or a whole bunch of charts where you can see a lot of different days and just go test that idea and see what it looks like so you can start kind of applying some hard rules to it. I can kind of see, I still kind of talk over here. But what I mean is like on a chart like this, you could put a VWAP on there, which hopefully will load for me. Somehow I got two of them. Oh, it's got the bands on it. But you can take this down to a 5 minute or whatever you're looking at. Maybe if you're just going to look at the regular trading hours, turn the extended off, and then you can just test your idea and see if it works. Like if we dip below, is that a good buy? And just kind of explore that idea. This is what I was kind of talking about with Nick earlier. I think he was kind of talking about backtesting as the same thing as paper trading. But for me, I do it a little bit differently. So if I'm backtesting, I'm just like exploring an idea and seeing how often that idea hits and really kind of making a tally. And so that's the kind of thing you could do, just kind of playing with the VWAP or whatever your idea is. And then you go into playback and backtest it and see what it's like actually trading it. And I agree, it's not the same as trading when you've got heat in the game, but sometimes you need proof of concepts to get some confidence and really understanding the trade before you go put some heat on it. And I think that's a really smart thing to do. All right, this thing's trying to do the thing here.
XXTJZZ asked, do I have to buy Today, or can I buy a few days later? Kind of lazy to get my card. I love your honesty. It's for a
Really?
limited time, and honestly, we don't know how long it's going to go for. Yeah, we have no idea. It could end at the end of the day. It could end tomorrow. It could end a week from now, a few weeks from now. Yeah, we're not sure. I feel that way sometimes too. Feel too lazy to go get my card.
That is part of the prop thing. I'm always trying to get it. I don't want to, I always want to start fresh when I'm able to actually start the account. So I'm always trying to plan that too. It's like, well, I'm not going to be trading very much on Tuesdays, so I should wait till Wednesday when I'll be there all day, things like that. But you got to try to line it up with the promos. So.
Yeah. It's good exercise. XXTJZZ to walk to get your card. Ooh, market is trying to push higher here. It looks like it tested VWAP, and so far it's rejecting it. And that's 5-minute candle on the NASDAQ. It sure is loving this opening range.
It is. That's not a good sign.
Mm.
I mean, eventually we'll hopefully break out of it, but right now I'm kind of looking to see if we pick up this long because we did dip inside of that range, and now it is finally looking at reversal. So I'm trying a little position here to go long again. We'll see if it works. This is potentially that reversal that I was waiting on.
Mm.
And in this case, if you're buying the breakout, there's a couple targets. One's kind of this, well, the first one, the easiest one would be kind of that opening range, but then we have this high of the regular trading hours. And then kind of this big level up here is that 67.50. We did go over there yesterday. So there's yesterday's highs too up there.
Ooh, yes.
That's the easy version. So I'm going to look to trim around 43, 44, and then up around 49.
Let's go.
All right, now that I have a second, I'll see if I can get that on the screen because I did not have that account loaded. On my share chart. Might not work, we'll see. But this is the spot that I was looking to have it turn around. So I'm trying it. I was a little bit late because I was talking.
Yeah, check out Tom Sabo's stream during London overnight here. I am going to hop on his stream and say hello and go on to his show, on YouTube, Tom Sabo show. Yeah, that should be fun. Am I muted?
Oh,
Okay,
obviously,
I'm not.
I was reading your.
It's giveaway time, the buzz is real. Spin the wheel for a major deal.
Evo time 30 for free 4 accounts with Flex add-on. Oh my God, snatch one up. There's 30 of them. Let us know if you got one.
There y'all go. Who couldn't find their credit card?
Sonic got one. Fading time.
With the Flex add-on. So up to 3K payouts on a core account.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, MyFundedFutures. We will be giving away more throughout the day. I'm not sure what giveaways there are, but MyFundedFutures is really great about giving us gifts throughout the day. So tune in all day long, guys. Oh, yeah. And did you see the code, Barbie? That was exciting. A little teaser for us. The new trading platform.
Oh, I didn't notice it. I was... So Fintivo, y'all heard about that, huh? I
Yeah.
think this is going to be, we're teasing a little announcement coming up soon for that. Do you guys know what that is? Any guesses?
Abhishek said Finto time. Oh, am I saying it wrong? That it's
I thought it was
coming.
Fintivo, but maybe I'm wrong.
Fintivo. Yeah. No, I think you're right. Guesses, you guys, what that is? Ezra says a broker. Billow says new platform. Coop says platform.
Might be on to something there, guys. All right. Yeah, I'm trailing this.
Let's
I'm gonna
go.
lose
Look at
money on
that.
this one.
Look at
Even
that
though I got
beautiful
into it a little
long.
late. Hey, I got in at VWAP. We were just talking about VWAP. This is the regular trading hours VWAP. It's my favorite one, but they're in the same spot right now on ES. They're not on NASDAQ, but
She is pumping.
they're saying to look at Matt's tweet. Do you have that handy?
Let me look.
I was just my Twitter is always signed out, or it's X now. Yeah.
I know, right? It's like half of everyone says tweets and other people say posts. Okay, it's on Matt's homepage.
I'm trying to get there. It's taking forever.
Okay, here we go. 2 hours ago. Oh, okay, this is cool. I can share this tab. Okay, can you guys see it? Yeah? Not yet.
We'll get it. I'm trying to get it up on mine still too. It's just I was very slow.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
So Matt posted this about 2 hours ago. We will be sending out over 1,000 evals to traders to test out our new trading platform, Fintivo, in the next 2 weeks. Interested in trying it? Sign up. You can fill out the form for a chance to try it out. Wait for your free account. Another way to get a free account, you guys, if you want to go over there and fill it out. Let me see if I can. This is on a different computer. Okay, I'll drop the link, or Abhishek will drop the link in chat too for you guys if you want to sign up. Yeah, let's go back to Barbie's trade though. I'm hoping it hits TP before we can go.
Looking good so far. I know everyone gets crazy when I don't drag my my trailing stops right up close to it, but I don't want to get stopped out. I want to get profit. That's always what I think, by the way, when everyone's like, move your stops, like, but I don't want to get stopped out.
Yeah, you want the full profit. Okay, let's see. I did buy some Halloween candy and I ate about half the bag and then I went and bought more. But this one is a different type. The first type was like the chocolate kind, and then the second type is like a chewy kind of candy. I don't know. I shouldn't buy a third bag.
You gonna save any for trick-or-treaters or?
I know. Barbie, when I was
at trick-or-treat at Terry's house. You already ate all the candy.
Yeah. Don't come to my house.
Don't trick-or-treat at my house either. Nobody comes here. We're gonna think that's weird.
Okay, I am going to drop the link if it hasn't been dropped already. Here we go into chat. This is the link that you can sign up to test out the new platform. Oh, Abhishek, thank you. Abhishek also just dropped it too.
Yeah, and you can go to the website for the platform as well. They have a little bit of information out there. Terry and I did get a little bit of a sneak peek, so I'm not gonna share all the secrets yet, but there is a platform coming. Nope, hoping the guys get to come on and share it themselves. They've been working pretty hard on it.
Yes. Oh no. Not. We're still we're still in it.
Oh no.
Ow.
Oh well,
Bummer.
that's why the stop was there.
Yeah. The stop is there, safety net, no problemo. And you had your other win today too, so that feels good. Oh, MyFundedFutures just asked, what if we did a massive account giveaway along with the launch of the new platform so you guys can
Would we
trade
like
on it?
that?
Type
You
in
sure you would
1.
like that?
Type in 1 if you want that. I want that. I'm gonna type in 1.
I think they do. I think they want that.
Yeah, Billo.
It's a cool
Happy.
idea. Maybe we should make it happen.
I do like that idea. Oh, Green definitely wants it. Lots of ones.
Yeah, y'all are gonna have a bunch of questions. That's why I'm hoping that the Fintivo guys can come on.
Mm-hmm. And I think it'd be so fun just to see more of the faces behind the scenes.
I'm sure we're going to be hearing more about this very soon.
So what are your thoughts on the market, Barbie, in general for the day for us?
Well, I'm still watching the same levels, so we can go back and look at those. This is the buy level where we just kind of dipped into it, and then I got stopped back out because maybe that long's not going to happen. I mean, this is the thing. We're kind of holding bullishly. We're holding into the bullish plan, but it's not really giving that bullish takeoff, so we might end up choppy. But I'm still going to watch the same areas. Like these are buys here. 67.11 to 20 is kind of a buy zone. 6,700 is potentially a buy zone. Below that, I get more cautious. And if we start getting below 66.50, that's major danger. So as long as we stay up here kind of putting in this structure. Did I draw this for you guys earlier? I think I did. But just like this kind of basic trend is, you know, a buy the dip kind of trend. So that's kind of the main thing I'm looking at until that changes.
Thank you, Barbie. Dip, baby, dip. All right, guys. Ash is in the house. Stay tuned because he's got a great show for you. Barbie and I, we got to head out, go do our things, and we will be back here early in the morning. Thank you, everyone, for watching and for participating. We love all of you guys. Bye. Bye, Barbie.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning or good day, depending on where you're from. Welcome back to another live stream. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody's day going so far? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's go ahead and throw a bunch of W's in chat for Nick, Barbie, Terry. Another great morning. Thank you again, once again, for your time, for your information. I really appreciate being around other like-minded professionals who continue to keep working every single day. So thank you, thank you, thank you for your time. I hope you all have a great day. So I'm just going to take a moment to welcome everybody into my segment, and then we'll get into some of the conversation. Let's see who we have here today. Lots of familiar faces. I love to see it. Another day, another chance to gain more conviction in our business. Good morning, Nikhil. Good morning, ICT Trader. Good morning, Zeph. Good morning, MM. Good morning, Yo, it's K. Good morning, Bilo. Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Son of Wall Street. Good morning, Fukra. Good morning, Avro. Good morning, Trader Cody. Good morning, Timu. Good morning, Ayush Trader. Sorry if I say anybody's names wrong. There's lots of familiar faces. There's lots of new people. There's new names every day. So feel free to correct me if I ever say your name wrong. Good morning, Abhishek. Good morning, Melvin. Good morning, Ram. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Daryl. Good morning, No Luck, Pure Skill. Good morning, Thrive. Ezra, good morning. Good morning, Rod. Good morning or good day, depending on where you're from. Let's see how everybody's doing so far today. Throw a 1 in chat if you're green on the day. Throw a 2 in chat if you're red on the day. And throw a 3 in chat if you've yet to trade today. Couple 1s, couple 2s, couple 3s. So 50-50 so far. Pretty 50-50. And that's completely okay. Just make sure that whatever the results are, it doesn't induce some kind of emotion that's going to ruin the rest of your business. Okay? Whether you had a win, right? Don't allow a win to provide some kind of overconfidence that makes you go in and try to make even more money than you've already made today. If you had a loss, don't allow that loss to make you spiral into any kind of intrusive thoughts or feelings that makes you have a feeling of needing to make that money back, right? Because the moment you go in and start over trading or oversizing, that's when you blow up. So no matter the result, do your best to detach your emotions from the outcome. Choose what's best for your risk management, and that's how you're going to stay in the game longer. Okay, so I'm going to go over the trade that I took today. I had a losing trade here this morning, but exactly how I've been stating, that doesn't change our process. We still come in here, we still show up, we still document our business, and we still learn from it. The results are just a byproduct of it, right? So I'm going to show you the trade that I took here this morning. We had an L on NQ. So we'll go back to what it looked like heading into the trade. All right, so I was looking at NQ heading into the morning. I was looking for a long position. I saw that NQ had tapped into a bullish fair value gap. When price tapped into a bullish fair value gap, it also had, let's go over here. We also had bullish SMT against ES, right? So bullish fair value gap plus bullish SMT, right? So let's take a look at ES. Look at the 9:15 candle. Look at the 8 a.m. candle, right? Notice how ES took out that swing low. Notice how on NQ did not take out that swing low, right? So bullish fair value gap, bullish SMT, and then I went in looking for, let's play it out. It was a little bit later. All right, and there it is, right? So whether you want to call this a breakout of a downtrend, whether you want to call it a break or block plus an FVG, doesn't matter what you call it, right? So here's the swing points. You have the swing low, you have the swing high, you have the new low, then the new high, okay? And then you have the FVG right here. All right. So we entered. Position looked like this. Enter at the beginning of the breaker. Look to target a 1 to 2 risk to reward. It was a nice initial push, but then it came back to stop us out. So we had a losing trade here this morning, and that is completely okay. If you have any questions about it, feel free to throw it in chat and we can go over it. But some of the key points here, right? Some of the key points here is that risk management is the #1 priority at all times. Okay, so even though I took a losing trade, I don't have any type of feeling of needing to make that money back. Right? I'm not looking to overtrade. I'm not looking to revenge trade. The risk has been accepted. The risk has been taken. We got a result to it. Now you document it, you journal it, and you move on with your day. Right? So, no, I will not be taking another trade. Risk management is more important than a result. Okay? So, we're still going to wait. We're still going to watch. We're still going to analyze. We're still going to complete our business. But the key points here is how to deal with losers, right? So let's just dig into that a little bit deeper here. Usually the thing that tilts people is having a loss, right? Usually the thing that blows up accounts is that after a loss, you go right back into revenge trade, right? You go right back in. You even maybe double your size to try to make back that loss. That's normally the thing that blows up accounts. That's normally the thing that tilts people and ruins their trading business. So it's very simple, right? Detach your emotions from the outcome. Fall in love with the process. Do not focus on the result. Focus on the process. And we made a process yesterday. So we went through the entire stream yesterday, creating a game plan, creating a risk management system, creating an entire process. Right? So again, now it becomes a decision for the individual to make. Are you going to adhere to that process, or are you going to allow your emotions to drive your decisions? Right? Because the individual that's going to revenge trade is the individual that is allowing the tilt to infuriate them until they get the result that they're looking for. Or you can make the educated decision and realize that over-risking, oversizing, revenge trading is the thing that blows up accounts. So if you don't want to blow up your account, then don't do those things. It's a very simple decision. You can either be in control of your mind, be in control of your emotions, or allow that to ruin your trading business. You have to fail forward. Okay? In this trading business, losing is inevitable. You will have losses. In fact, I think that losers are much better learning opportunities than winners. Okay, so I understand that we weren't raised that way. I understand that, you had to, when we were growing up, you had to pass the test to move on to the next grade. That's not how it is here. Okay, you will have losses, and you will have to keep moving forward without blowing up. So the best loser wins, right? Every time somebody asks for a book recommendation, I literally point to The Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogarth for this reason. There's so much value in there in understanding how to become the best loser. The moment you can fully accept it and make the educated decision to do what is best for the future of your trading career, compared to your instant gratification, that's when you're going to start to make progress. Okay, if you're going to allow one loss to tilt you and then ruin the rest of your business, you're not going to be here for long. It's plain and simple. You won't be here for long. So can you lose and still give your business the respect it deserves? Or are you going to succumb to your emotions? Are you going to allow those intrusive thoughts to take over? And are you going to revenge trade, oversize, overtrade, keep thinking that you're smarter than the market when you're not? A famous Thomas Edison quote about failure is, "I have not failed. I have found 10,000 ways that won't work." So that's a perfect quote. That's a perfect quote, because go and take a look at how many times Thomas Edison created an experiment. That was perfect timing. I could be wrong about this. Please go and fact check me. But Thomas Edison had about 1,000 different experiments. Guess what the 1,001th experiment was? He had failed about 1,000 times in a row. But guess what the 1,001th experiment was? The light bulb. So the man becomes infamous in history. He becomes so well known for one thing, yet he had failed thousands and thousands and thousands of times before that. Imagine that. Imagine being able to fail time and time again, but you still get up and you still keep trying. Right? There's so many other ways of going about that, right? Like I always use the sports analogies, right? So like, for example, I don't care who you think is the best, whether it's Michael Jordan or LeBron James, whatever, who cares? What I'm going to say here is Michael Jordan, right? He's known to be the best basketball player to ever walk this earth. The amount of missed shots that he has made does not get talked about. He has missed more shots than he has made. And more importantly, in a time that actually matters, for example, game-winning shots. He's missed thousands of game-winning shots, but the ones that are talked about are the ones that he made. It's the only point that I'm making here is you need to be able to fail forward. Like, there's no such thing as perfection in this world. If you truly think that you're going to come into this market and instantly start making money and you're always going to be right, then I'm here to tell you that's not the case. You got to be capable of losing and still showing up and still giving it the same respect it deserves. You got to be willing to fail forward. If you allow your losses to ruin the rest of your business, then you're going to tilt and you're going to walk out that door just as quick as you walked in the door. All right, so once you can accept that, you will be better off. Right? Like, for example, I took a losing trade today, and now it's going to the target that I was aiming for. But you don't see me sitting here getting all pissed off saying, "Oh, I knew it. Oh, coulda, woulda, shoulda." No, you didn't. No, get rid of all that coulda, woulda, shoulda nonsense. And just come back to reality and be objective to the information. The risk was taken. The risk was accepted. We got a result. Now it's time to move on. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Didn't. So One loss for me this week. No win so far. It once again goes to show you that, Ash, about your position, I don't see an FEG. Yeah, the FEG is right here, right? So again, I use a breaker block plus an FEG. Ready? Let's zoom in a bit. You see this FEG right here? So I still trade the same model. Everything that I've been talking about on this channel is how I approach the market. Here's the FEG. Here's the swing points, right? So swing low, swing high, new low, new high, breaker, FEG. So it's there. You gotta take a look. Okay, so just notice the actions that are coming with this. All right. Notice that I'm not sitting here saying that, I'm the worst trader. I don't know what I'm doing. There's no intrusive thoughts that are coming behind it. It's a loss. We learn from it. We move right on to the next one. You got to be able to learn from your winners and your losers. You got to be able to accept the fact that you are not perfect. You got to be okay with making mistakes. You got to be able to move on no matter the results and give your business the same respect it deserved every other day. All right. So if anybody has any questions about that position, we can do some questions and answers first, and then we can get into the next set of information. We'll take a look at price action for the rest of the segment. We're still going to keep working. We're still going to keep learning. Ash, let's say we have 3 candles that broke the breaker block with an FEG. The second candle closed above the breaker. Do you take the entry? You take the entry once all the confirmations are confirmed, right? So so the confirmations are the swing points, right? So you ready? You must have a stop hunt. That's when price runs below the initial swing low. That's what a stop hunt is, right? So here's the swing low. Here's the swing high. Price runs below the low. That's a stop hunt. That's your first criteria. The second criteria is when price goes through the breaker. You need to have candle closure above the breaker, right? So here's the candle closure above the breaker. That's the second concept. The third concept is having an FEG aligned with the breaker. So the very first moment in time that you have all of the criteria completed, you can take an entry. So for example, this was my entry right here. I entered on this candle. This was my long entry right there. But where is the breaker block? I already outlined it. It's right here. Breaker block. FEG. All right, so you have a stop hunt here. That's 1. You have a candle closure above the breaker here. That's 2. You have an FEG here. That's 3. That is all of the concepts. All right, so as soon as all of the concepts are confirmed, you can enter the trade. So I entered the trade here. So once all of the concepts are confirmed, the trade can be completed. Ash, have you been switching to the 1 minute instead of the 5 minute because you haven't been seeing unicorns on the 5 minute lately? Nope, I've executed many different time frames. I am not exclusive to one specific time frame. I've traded 1 minute, I've traded 5 minutes, I've traded 15 minutes, I've traded hourlies. It's every time frame. It's not a matter of choosing one best time frame. I look for my model. When the model is presented, I execute. Breaker is internal, Ash. Need to consider the higher one. Nope, I disagree with that. It has all of the swing points. It took out a low, right? So here's the higher time frame low. and you have all of the swing points. So this is in fact a breaker. You said 1 minute reduces win rate though? Nope. What I said was the 1 minute chart has the majority of my losses, right? So a win rate is contingent upon the individual that's executing it, right? You might have a better win rate on the 1 minute than I do because your data is contingent upon your results. The model does not provide a win rate. The individual executing the model does, right? So just because I have more losses on the 1 minute doesn't mean you will. Hey, Ash, what's up? Hey, Spencer, how are you doing today? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Another day, another chance to gain some more conviction in our business. Do you average down on the breaker entry if it goes against you? No, I enter at the beginning of the breaker. My stop loss goes at the low. The risk is accepted before the risk is taken. Then I allow the probabilities to play out. Where is the SMT? The SMT was right here. So this is where I got stopped out. So it was right. So take a look. The trade was one more. So take a look. The higher low here. The lower low here. So ES ran below the low, whereas NQ did not, making NQ the stronger pair. Bullish SMT at a bullish fair value gap. How did you learn to not let one loss ruin the whole account? By experiencing that. I went through revenge trading. I went through oversizing. I'm a huge trial by fire type of individual. You have to do it yourself to actually experience it. And then once you experience it, you can learn from it. Right? So how did I learn that? I learned that by doing it myself. Right? My third year was very bad. A lot of overtrading, a lot of oversizing, a lot of strategy hopping. You build experience by showing up and completing the objective every single day. So if you're dealing with that right now, it's okay because that's the natural progression of a trader. You have to go through that experience to understand what it actually is. Ash, can you lend me one Bitcoin until next year? I love you all. I really appreciate the entire community, but I will not be handing out any Bitcoin. I will be keeping my Bitcoin. The only person that's getting my Bitcoin is my children. That is something that I plan on handing down to them. Hey, Ash. Hello, how are you? How many kids do I have? I have 0. I have 0 kids and 0 pets. I wanted to create my business. I wanted to structure my life appropriately before the family came. Make sure that they have a happy, healthy situation that they could be being brought into. So I waited on the children. We do plan on starting a family at some point in time, but we wanted to complete a couple of things first. Have you been to China? No, I've never been to China before. I have been to a handful of different countries, but China is not one of them. Do you have any recommendations? Where should we go in China if we do? So keep throwing any questions, keep throwing any comments in there. As you do, we'll get into some intraday action as well. So starting the week, I was looking at the new week opening gap to act as an area of support. Feel free to just go back to the Tuesday live stream. This is what we were looking at here. We had spoke about no wick candles. We had a conversation on no wick candles as well, being an important area, whether that's an area that you want to begin positions or look for price to move towards that area. It just in general is an important area. And now you can see those results to that information, right? So we started the week coming down into the weekly opening, which was the no wick candle. Once we got there, we changed the trend, right? So take a look at this real quick. We had a downtrend until we broke out of it right here, right? So we changed the trend and then we started an uptrend, right? So whether you want to call that a downtrend breakout, whether you want to call that a breaker block plus FVG, whatever you want to call that, take a look at how important this area is. This one got front ran, but look at how it's now providing support for higher prices. So moving forward, the reason for bringing that up was some intraday analysis. If we were to put some standard deviations on this, let's go ahead and put the standard deviations on the leg that took liquidity. We can. So just a quick little outlook on standard deviations. Quick, simple definition to it. Standard deviations should go on the swing high to the swing low of the leg that took liquidity, right? So we took liquidity because we filled the gap. We filled the opening gap. That's the liquidity that we took while also running below a swing low, right? So put standard deviations on the leg that took liquidity, right? The leg that took liquidity is this swing low here to this swing high here. Okay. Once you do that, understanding how to use standard deviations, 0 to 1 would be your risk, right? So if you were to risk, you enter at 0 and the stop loss would be at 1. That is your risk, right? So -1 to 0, this area here is accumulation of that risk, right? So we move higher, then we get a chance to enter. We move higher, then we get a chance to enter. We move higher. So 0 to -1 is accumulation of that risk, right? The risk being right here. This is the risk. This is the accumulation of the risk, everything in between here and here. And then -1 to -2 is your distribution as it's distributing to the target. -2 would be 2R of your risk, right? So if we were to put a long position on, right, enter at 0, stop loss at 1, 2R would be -2, right? So for anybody that's using standard deviations, just a quick, simple explanation of it. You put it on the leg that took liquidity from the swing high to the swing low. 0 to 1 is your risk. 0 to -1 is your accumulation of the risk. -1 to -2 is distribution to the target. -2 is the target because that's 2R. And then once we get to 2R, this is where the next set of information comes. Does this become a form of resistance, right? So if -2 to -2.5 becomes resistance, then I would not suggest the overall target. Overall target being -4. Okay, so if we were to find support in this area, right, we claim this area, then we find support at it, then I would suggest that -4 is the overall target for this risk. Okay, so just a quick explanation of standard deviations. And I'm specifically pointing to this because that's my intraday analysis now, right? So that's also what I'm looking for currently. If we can get past this area, which go figure, this is an important area, right? Here's the fair value gap here, right? So if we're looking at fair value gaps, right? If we were to claim this fair value gap, that would make it look like we can turn that area of resistance into support. Okay, so keep that in mind for a second because we need to get out to the daily chart as well. Okay, so use this information with this as well, right? So that would also point to the daily FVG getting invalidated, right? So here's a bearish FVG, okay? If price closed above this bearish FVG, right, then it would become an inversion. If we did that, I would then look at that area to become support for higher prices. Okay, it aligns with the standard deviations. All we need to do is simply wait for the daily candle closure. If we close above the bearish FVG, I would not be surprised if new all-time highs are targeted thereafter. Same thing there on ES. I don't need to go over ES, but it is the same exact information there. So for some intraday action, that's what I'm currently looking at, right? Does that area become support or resistance, right? So let's get back in there. Let's get back in here real quick. Can we turn -2 to -2.5 standard deviations from resistance, right? It's acting as resistance right now, but can we claim that and turn it into support? Yes or no? Right? If this is resistance, then we might see a move lower back to the daily open. If we can claim it, then I would look for new all-time highs next. So in terms of intraday action, that's what I'll be watching next. Feel free to throw any questions or comments, either regarding that information or anything to do with this trading business. We can do some questions and information now. Now that we've gone over the trade that we took today, we talked about how to handle losers, and now we also got our intraday analysis done too. We will see if this area, the pre-market high, right? This was acting as resistance earlier, right here. We will see if resistance can now be turned into support, right? So we had support down here. We had resistance up here. We broke out of the resistance. We're seeing if the area that we broke out from can now become support. Yes or no? All right, if we find support here, then I would look for continuation. If we cannot find support there, then we might head back down to the daily low there, or the session low there. Ash, if there is a counter candle in the displacement leg, how do you refine whether to take the trade or not? I don't think I understand the question. If there is a counter candle in the displacement leg, counter candle. What exactly is a counter candle in the displacement leg? How do you refine whether to take the trade or not? I'm sorry. Maybe if I'm not really sure what that question means. So if there's any chance you can ask it in a different form or something, I'm sorry. I just don't really understand that question. I don't know what a counter candle is, and I just need a little bit more information. I'm sorry. Are there any trading podcasts you recommend, things I can listen to while at work? I'm a huge advocate of the books that I've listed. You could even do the audiobooks if you'd like. The Best Loser Wins, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Those are things that I would listen to. Ash, just curious, in your opinion, when do you think someone is ready to trade live funds in a personal account? I mean, it's unique to your own situation, right? Like, so first, I would probably say, like, you need to have at least 12 to 16 months of emergency funds available, right? So whatever your daily expenses are, right? Your mortgage, your cell phone bill, the food bill, electric, internet, like, calculate every single expense you have. What are your daily expenses? What are your monthly expenses? Once you have that number, you then need to have at least 12 to 16 months saved, readily available. I'm not talking about having your money in an asset. I'm talking about having your money in your bank account. Okay? You need to have 12 to 16 months of an emergency fund readily available so that you have security. Okay? Your bills always get paid. Okay? Second thing I would do, I would keep the 9-to-5 job. Okay? Always keep your job. It doesn't matter if you're profitable or not profitable. You should always be working. Right? You should always be working. It is a form of stability. It is a form of income. And our goal here is to provide multiple sources of income. We don't want just one income. We want many of them. Okay, so keep the job, keep the emergency funds, then start with a side hustle. Like, I truthfully don't understand why people are so scared of working. Like, people, like, when you go on social media, it's like, you know, vacations and cars and watches. Like, what do you just sit around all day long? Like, what are you building? What are you working on? What are you creating? Like, I would rather be working on something, to be completely honest. Right? So main source of income covers the bills and the 9-to-5. You still need a emergency fund on top of that. Then go get a side hustle to give you the money to create your business. You need money to make money. Okay? Once you get the money to start your business, then that is what you use to start trading, right? Then get an eval at MyFundedFutures, right? And work in evals, work in funded accounts. Oh. Get ready, chat. It's coming up.
It's giveaway time. The buzz is real. Spin the wheel for a major deal.
Code micro scalping 30 for 30 free resets. Who's gonna get one, chat? Who's gonna get one? Throw a W in chat if you're able to get one. So, just to continue the conversation, I would not agree with you, Ash. For success in trading, you only need to learn trading. Money has nothing to do with that. Let me just ask you a question. How do you trade without money? You're allowed to disagree with me. It's completely okay. But I'm just curious. How do you start your trading business if you have no money to start that business? Right? Like, if you're paper trading, you cannot get a payout from paper trading. Right? So like you literally need money to start trading. Where are you going to get that money from? A job. Right? So you do have to have a job. So unless you're growing money in the trees in the backyard, like it doesn't matter what job you do, you have to have a job. No matter what, you need money to make money. You cannot start trading without money. So yes, I would still get a job. I would work for the money to start the business. And then once you started the business, then I would wait until I have proven results before funding your own account. Okay, so safety in terms of emergency fund. Bills are always paid by the job. Then prove yourself through evals and funded accounts. Then once you've received the data proving that you can actually trade, then maybe think about live accounts. That would be my overall answer to that. This 30-second unicorn, any good? You'll never find me on a 30-second chart. So I'm sorry, but I'm not even going to look at the 30-second chart. In my opinion, that is way too low of a time frame. So right now, just looking to see if resistance becomes support. This right here. Broke out of that opening range there from the morning session. Looking to see if the highs from that area become support. Just very simple stuff here. This area, all right, we were getting rejected from it before. Let's see if it can now be turned into support. Ash, are you worried about loss in stocks values exceeding the dividend income they provide? So you need to understand your goal and the outcome of what you're looking for. Okay. For example, if the loss in the stock's value is less than the amount that the dividends provide, then you have a net profit on that result. Okay. So no, if your loss in if your loss in the stock's value does not exceed the dividend they provide, then that would be a net loss, right? And I do not want to have a net loss no matter what type of trade I'm taking, right? You understand what I'm saying? Just look at your total return. That's what matters. If your total return is net positive, then that's an investment that I would want. If your total return is net negative, then that is not an investment that I would want. Right? And then I also challenge you to analyze your process, right? If you made a game plan, are you sticking to it, or are you just being deterred by a short-term result? Right? So a stock can go down in value for a couple weeks, right? So let's take a look at this right here, and this is what I'm trying to say. Ready? So a stock, or this one is NQ, can go down in value for a period of time, but what is your overall game plan? Right? Because if your overall game plan is to be holding that position for 20, 25, 50 years, this price fluctuation doesn't mean anything, because the grand scheme of things is we're still heading higher. Right? So you should have an objective, you should have a game plan to your investments, and you should stick to that game plan. Right? So what I'm trying to say is just because it went down in value for a period of time does not mean you can't go to new all-time highs again. Right? Like, there's many good examples of this. So conviction is the answer here. Let's go over here. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Right? So the people that bought into the hype during COVID over here, right? The only people that made a losing investment on Bitcoin during the hype of COVID is the individuals that bought high and sold low, right? So this thing lost a lot of value, right? So let's take a look at how much it lost here, right? From the high to the low, it went minus 77%. So the only individual that lost money here is the individual that got scared out of their position and sold down here. Right? Instead of having conviction in your original game plan. Right? Because the individual that bought the top, right, and then sold for a minus 70% loss just missed out on the entire run up. So I'm asking you, what is your game plan? You have to have a game plan for all of your investments, right? If it's supposed to be a long-term investment, then a small intraday or intra-week price fluctuation should not change your outlook on the investment. If you have conviction in your idea, then stick with your conviction. There's many examples of this. All right. So let's go take a look at Tesla. Right? Same exact thing. Tesla from the highs to the lows, lost about 75% there. But, you know, all the individuals in here, they're right, you're buying an all-time high. That a lot of people like to chase green candles. They, for some reason, they buy when there's hype around the product instead of buying when there's fear around the product. Right? So a lot of people enter the market at all-time highs. And then when they go down by 50%, 70%, whatever it is, then they get scared out of their position and they lose money because they bought it here and sold it here. Instead of just having conviction in that original idea that you already had, come to find out that we're here at all-time highs again, right? So even if you did buy the all-time high here, right? So let's say you bought the very top during the all-time highs because it was just hype. You're still looking at plus 50% gain. All I'm trying to say here is if you have conviction in an idea, don't allow a small price fluctuation change that conviction. Keep the conviction. That's all I'm trying to say there. Any other questions? Any other comments? Feel free to throw it in chat. We're doing some questions and answers as we're waiting and watching. Very simple analysis at the moment. We're just looking to see if the morning session highs that we broke out of can be turned into support. We're getting rejected from this area earlier in the morning. We broke out of it. Now we're looking to see if this area provides support for continuation higher. So any questions, any information, feel free to throw it in chat. I do want to also point out the new Core Flex add-on. I don't know if anybody saw that yet today, but another huge update. Another huge update. The payout limits jump from $1,000 to $3,000 at the sim-funded stage. 50% of the profits are withdrawable. The rest stays in the account to grow. It's $0 to add this Flex add-on. Okay, so this is for the new Core Plan Flex add-on. Completely free to add it on. Absolutely amazing. Love to see the new promos continuing to innovate every single week. I mean, it's a free add-on. Like, why wouldn't you add it on, right? At the sim-funded stage, are we actually trading in real market? No, that is the actual definition of simulation, right? So sim-funded means simulation. So that would not be a real market. Simulation trading. It's being simulated. Can you pump the market right now? Yeah, here, let me just, I'm going to go ahead and drop, what do you say, like 1,500 contracts? What do you think? 2K contracts on NQ? Is that enough or no? Should we go for a little more? $10K contracts? Let's go. All right. I'll double that. $20K contracts then. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Abhishek. Yeah. Also, again, with the core accounts, they are literally the cheapest accounts, right? So if you hate activation fees, then maybe check out the core accounts because there is no activation fees. Along with no consistency, along with no consistency rules on the funded stage. Absolutely amazing. What is your signal to enter now? I am not entering now. I already took my risk for the day. I do not overtrade, so I am done for the day. I had a loser this morning. If need be, can just rewind the stream. I documented the loss that we had taken earlier. You can see the explanation of it there. So I got 5 more minutes with you all. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to throw it in chat. The signal you gave me earlier made me blow my account. Could I get another one? That's just a blatant lie. I do not provide signals, so thanks for the troll. Appreciate the troll, the rage bait in the last 5 minutes. Perfect way to finish it up. talking about signals, if anybody ever tries providing you signals, I would highly suggest running the other way. Right? Because, for example, if you wanted a boss, if you wanted somebody to tell you what to do, it would be much better to just get a 9-to-5 job, right? Where you show up to work and you get paid for that work, versus showing up for a signal, the signal end up losing money, and then you lose money, right? So if you want a boss, just go get a job. That's a much better option. The second thing is we're learning this skill so that we can have our own freedom, right? So freedom means that you make all of your own decisions. You are on your own time. You understand what I'm saying? Build the skill on your own so that you don't have to rely on anything other than yourself. That's what being an independent thinker is. And it's going to serve in a lot more areas in life than just trading. Independent thinking is the best way forward. I need one trade for a payout. I have 2 days without a trade. I got urged to trade, how to fight it, turn off all the devices and walk away. You got to be falling in love with the process, allow the results to be a byproduct. An urge to trade should not be the reason to get in or out of a trade, right? You got to make an educated decision. You have to analyze price action. You have to manage your risk. We're not impulsively thinking. We're making educated decisions. So if it's an urge, that's an impulse. How to deal with it? Turn off the device. Like, seriously, go outside. Turn off the devices and go do something else. So that is the end of my segment here. Let's go ahead and throw a bunch of W's in chat so we can welcome Tom up on the stage. I hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Go ahead and hand the mic over to Tom.
Hello, everybody, again. Welcome. Oh, it's good to be back, as always. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much, Ash. Thank you again. Lots of value. W's in the chat for Ash. Another great session. Lots of value. You know, it's just hard to top all this information because Ash is just killing it. In the charts, in the chat, in education, everywhere. Hello, everybody. Special hello to the hosts and the mods. Danny, Abhishek, Magnus. Good to see you guys. What's happening? Beautiful day, right? By the way, before we move on, I think we're just going to smash through 25K. That's what I think. We're definitely going to smash through that 25K. It's just screaming. Everybody's sweating below 25K. And as I said, you know, the market makers actually, you know, they are here in the stream. That's actually proven now. Look at that. Okay. Okay. That's been proven. The market makers. Okay. So how's everybody? Look at that 25K almost. Hold the shorts. Hope you guys are printing the money. The open, by the way, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. I did not like it, but look at that. We just went below 25K. We have a 5-minute demand zone at 962. Pretty much seems like that we're heading down there. And look at that. Oh yeah, 30 something points. It will get there. So what's happening? Tell me a story. What's good? Oh yeah, by the way, the new core flex thing, that is awesome, by the way. Absolutely awesome. So upgrade your core accounts. Or I mean, get it. Is it for new accounts or is it for? I haven't. It struck me so. I mean, everything's so new. Is it for new or existing accounts as well? Let me know because I still have to dig into the details. I just finished up with my stream. New accounts only. Thank you. All right. I'm gonna go into the details. This is so great because actually now you have a potential to build your safety net and you can still withdraw the profits. I mean, that is awesome. More payouts, basically. New account only. Yes. So more payouts. That is absolutely amazing. I know, Adam. So the thing is, no troll. The market makers are here listening to MyFunded TV. So whatever we say, it just happens. And I actually learned this from someone. I am the ghost in the machine. Okay. This is my algorithm. What you see there. No, come on. You just blow your account. Come on, man. Real life Ouija, come on. Oversizing, that's the position. Ghost in the shell. Yeah, something like that. So Abby, it's good to see you and everybody else. Yeah, pretty much an interesting day so far. Pushed through previous day high, and we were aiming for that 5-minute demand zone in London session. You almost cried today. Come on, Amelia. Open 7 gold contracts instead of on the mini. Oh my gosh. Amelia, let me tell you, the same exact situation happened with me like at least 10, maybe not 10 times, but at least 5 or 8 times happened with me as well. It just happens. I'm sorry to hear that, but what can I say? Hey there, what's up? All good. Unfortunate, yeah. So just a quick recap. If some of you are some of you guys are new, I'm streaming in London session. So we did try to put on, actually I did take a short position. I'm going to go down to the 1 minute. I'm just going to do a quick recap. As we pushed higher into a fair value gap during the London session, I entered a short position somewhere around here. And I had a very lucky trade this morning because my TP was somewhere around 971. I was aiming for this 5-minute demand zone, but then the market started to act up a little bit crazy here. So I took the profit manually, and I think I did the best thing here because look at what happened. Actually, my trade was on break even, but still, that was the only thing I was aiming for because as it was just going higher and higher, I was like, that's the nearest range that we can go for. But that's about the London session. And this morning, the market open was a little bit strange. I don't know what was the news at 8:30. Help me out here. I don't exactly know, but there was some news release at 8:30 Eastern Standard. And this is like such a typical news candle. This is, if you see this, especially at like the 8:30 or whatever, like a bigger news release, look at this candle, this indecision, kind of like a doji, but it's not, but something like that. Wick on both sides. Typical. This is so typical now. It's not like a concept or anything. Oh, Philly Fed Manufacturing. Okay, thank you. I'm not in a trade. I'm just saying that at 8:30, this candle kind of like provided some sell side liquidity at 25,020. So as the market opened at 9:30, I was like, maybe we should go for a short position, but eventually I got scared because I thought that the market is going to go right down, as you see it here around 9:40, but eventually it pushed higher to previous day high and then delivered down to that 25.20. It's kind of amazing, by the way. So this kind of price action, although it's frustrating because it's kind of like the classical seek and destroy thing, it's a little bit also frustrating because, what is the direction? What is going to happen here? But you can see how it actually took the orders on both sides. So now we went up, and I'm a little bit confused. So let me go back to the 5 minute here. Yesterday, I think we talked about these levels, 25,256. There's a 4-hour supply zone, a 1-hour supply zone higher, and a 5 minute supply zone higher. Now that is all good. And we still have that 5 minute demand zone down there. In the big picture, I'd like to remain bullish despite the fact that we just, swept more liquidity below 25K. And I'm definitely not saying that now we are skyrocketing back to that 256. That would be the low-hanging fruit in the bigger picture. But I guess we need some kind of a news driver to do that, right? So when will it just fall? Well, some traders, including myself, I'm waiting for, like, I know it sounds weird, but another 1,000 points of kind of like a correction. Yeah, 1,000 points. I just said it. I'd like to see 1,000 points drop, but instead, I think it's just going to crawl higher. It's just going to creep higher and higher. And this is one of the reasons why I don't want to take a short on this. The next reason is that we're approaching the lunch hours. So low probability setup here. And this here, the fact that it actually swept liquidity on every side multiple times just makes me think that NQ is playing a dirty game. So it's really just a dirty game right now. I don't want to participate in it, even if this would be the first time of day to sit down at the charts. I would not pull the trigger on this one. If you guys are holding a short position already, if I would be holding a position right now, my stop loss would be maximum at 134. But if this one would start to move lower, I would just lower it down to like that 75, 76 area. That's it, basically. So, OP Guardian, welcome. Good to see you. So, evals at 1K plus. Nice job, Avro. Congratulations. Got totally lost on both. Hey, listen, 1K on evals, that's good. That's awesome. Jaboos, hello. That's good. Don't worry about it. That is actually awesome. So nothing wrong with that. If these supply zones would not be here, this short would be so much juicier to the downside. Raphael, thank you. Doing great. I'm doing great. One enough to know. Yeah. Just a quick look on gold. Oh my gosh. Yeah. A quick recap in the London session. Just to tell you guys how I broke my own rules in London. So I was targeting the 1 minute supply zone in London. And this was live on my stream, so you can look it back up. I entered a long position here in London. And then this one started to, take the stairs down. And I thought that it's going to pick up liquidity from down here. So what I did, I got scared and I closed my position manually. My stop loss was somewhere down here. Here was my stop loss, I think, this area. So I closed my position here manually. And as the market makers usually watch the stream, look at what happened. I was like, man, the FOMO is real. So yeah, actually, no, I think my initial entry was here, a little bit lower. So that's what happened on gold. Eventually we took the zones. So that was good. And there was another 1 minute supply zone higher. But now gold, I wouldn't do anything with this, nothing. And keep in mind, we have the 300 level quite close. And I haven't even checked on ES. Oh yeah, don't worry about this trend line. It's just, we just left it there. So ES, okay. I don't even want to talk about ES. Okay, nothing. Okay, nothing is here on ES. Nothing, absolutely horrendous. So let's just move back to NQ. Nothing on ES. Oh wow, look at that. Oh my God. The FOMO, everybody, the FOMO. Don't worry about the FOMO. When this happens and it let's assume that it's going to go to the zone. One thing you got to remember, these kind of setups are going to happen over and over again, every day, every week, and it won't stop. I'm the first one who said this. Nobody else said this before me. Every week, every day, and it won't stop. Okay. Okay. Anyway, this is, I'm just trolling here. So, hopefully nobody's blowing up the accounts. Look at this. Oh my gosh. 62, another, how far is this? Let me see. Yeah, somewhere around 30 points down there. Yeah, quite interesting. So when it gets down to that 962, there's nothing else I could go with, even if I would trade. I sound like SCT. Ah, I know the guy. He's cool. Okay. We have an Asia low, by the way, a little bit lower. Nothing else. I checked all the time frames. There is no zone, nothing that I would go for. That 962 is actually looks awesome. Kind of like the same situation that we had yesterday, right? Almost like the same situation. And by the way, you know, speaking of this 930 market open, yeah, actually, yes, Raphael, this was a very bad chop. And so speaking of this 930 open, this is very difficult to trade. Very, very difficult to trade. Yes, you can have a game plan. You can have some levels, like, for example, a buy side here as previous day high, or a sell side here on this news candle low. You can mark this up, but which is going to happen first? If you're scalping in this area, you got to make some, let's just say, like discretionally trades or judgment. You got to use your sixth sense on this one. So it's kind of like discretionary trading, and it's sometimes it works out, sometimes, you know, it doesn't. And yesterday, I know we mentioned this. The same old circle, yes. So yesterday we mentioned this, like we talked about discretionary trading, right? Yeah, exactly. So what is it exactly? And why does it matter still? And why do we need to talk about it still? Because it has lots of pros and cons, and you might say whatever you want. You might say that, hey, I'm following my system, or that you have a system, you have a strategy. But if you really think about it, I would bet that many of you guys, me too, and I believe that even the most likely the pros are taking trades based on discretion, or sort of like on that gut feeling, you know, because it's part of trading. So once we understand those kind of trades, it's going to make our life easier by understanding the purpose behind those discretionary trades. Because sometimes we do that. Even if we have a perfect system, even if we have all the rules lined up, everything, my God, I'm just kind of looking this level being taken. It's basically beautiful. It's art. I told you guys, right? This is art. So what it means, right? Discretionary trading means decision making with human judgment involved. That would be the official explanation, but I know it's much more about this. I mean, it's much more than that. Okay, decision making with human judgment involved. So it's definitely not a mechanical thing. It's not random. It's basically, I would say, it's a context-based execution. All right. And that's why we need to understand the context. Today was prime example. Yeah, exactly. Chop. 100%. So, like we talked about the rules. You use rules usually, right? But you interpret them based on like context, for example, market behavior, volatility, structure, all these things. You know, like the pre-market analysis that we talked about, momentum, for example, right? If your rule is saying like buy at the demand zone, but your discretion decides whether that zone still holds or not, or there's going to be a displacement below that, then you might do something differently, right? Discretion is basically the art of, how should I put this? It's kind of like, it's an art between the lines of your plan. I think that's the nearest explanation for it. So why does it still matter? Because the markets are changing, just like we talked about that yesterday. The markets are changing, and rules don't always keep up. Even if you understand the concepts, even if you understand whatever it is you're using for your entry model or analysis, if you're trading with pivot points or ICT concepts, support, resistance, whatever it may be, the rules don't always keep up with the market. All right. Yeah. So intuition is basically almost the same thing, Borsch. And I completely get what you're saying. So maybe we could say intuition as well on the same level. Like I'm talking about discretionary trading, but we're basically talking about intuition. It's almost like the same situation, right? And why I'm saying this, because we talked about the pure mechanical systems, and mechanical systems break down in different types of volatility. Okay, when the market is changing, different type of volatility comes to the market. Like, for example, the market is trending for a few weeks, and then for another few weeks, it changes to a ranging market. Those mechanical systems are completely changing, right? And the thing is, like, the human discretion adapts much more faster. And that's the thing about that. Like, the context can't be coded, right? You cannot code the context. So market structure, for example, liquidity shifts, the volume anomalies, for example, they require interpretation. They do. You can't basically just automate intuition. You're going to develop this skill with more chart time through exposure. That's why I said, like, if you have enough chart time, look at that. Now it goes for it. There you go. I think we tagged it. Okay. I think it got tagged. Okay. So it's done. So the more chart time you have, the more blown up evaluation accounts. I know it sounds weird. The more blown up funded accounts you have, that's going to help you develop that certain intuition or judgment based on intuition, discretionary approach to those trades. Okay? Because discretion actually creates edge where others are just seeing the chaos. And that's what we need to understand. Wow, what a move here. I'm going to tell you, don't tell this anyone. I do feel a bit of a FOMO here, but I closed down my quant hours, so that's it. The good thing about quant hour, by the way, is that it takes me to load up and connect. It takes me like 2 minutes at least, or something like that, to everything line up perfectly. And by that time, the market is gone. It kind of saves me to enter the position. Like, by the time quant hour loads up everything, the train is gone. It left the station. Look at the bounce here. You know, let's just stop here for a second. I love this. And you know, guys, why I love this. The reaction. This is, again, another proof, whatever the market is going to do after this, look at the reaction. I just love it. I love it. This just proves to me that this zone was valid. It's still valid, but it's a lower probability zone. Just a bit of a FYI information. Once the zone gets tagged, we still have the lower part of the zone right here at 934. That's going to be the next sell side, but that's going to be a lower probability target. Okay, just because of this, exactly because of this. So when you're aiming for a zone, the level of the zone is going to be the number one priority. The other side, in this case, the sell side here, that's going to be a much lower probability target. And look at the reaction. It's amazing, by the way. It's amazing. I'm not saying that now it's going to skyrocket. Maybe it will. But just the initial reaction here is just, it's amazing. I like this. Just to watch the price section, I just like it. So we are winning. Everybody's winning. Just being here. Tom gets the worst time to trade in front of us. Yeah, it's choppy. It's choppy. Actually, yesterday I was happy that I could actually present. I presented you a nice example, and today almost the same situation happened. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity to the market and to you guys at MyFunded TV, of course, that I could show you what I'm exactly looking for and why I am looking for these zones. Again, another proof, at least on my end, that these kind of, even if I'm not in the trade, this kind of price action actually makes my conviction and my confidence much stronger, because it just shows me that, okay, the zone was correct. The analysis was correct. So anyway, just moving on. Yeah, I know. We always have some reaction. But the fact that this reaction was at the zone, that's what makes me actually happy. That this reaction was right at the zone. That's why I like it. So that's kind of cool. That's why I like it. So back to discretional trading, right? Oh my God, Abyss. So, by the way, don't forget the core account. So the Flex add-on, use the code YouTube, everybody. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm here. Don't force yourself to pass that evaluation account into. I know it mathematically would be possible, but it's not the way. It's not the way. I don't think so, at least, but it's up to you, obviously. So what I'm trying to say is that mechanical traders often get chopped, okay, because they can't feel the market rhythm. That's the thing. Discretionary traders can step aside during a chop and quote unquote attack clean trends or targets. But it only comes with more and more chart time. That's how it happens. This discretion is where instinct meets experience. Right? So chart time. That's where it meets experience, not emotion. That's how simple it is. Yeah, so if you are purely using a mechanical system, and I'm also talking about some pre-programmed algorithms for, I don't know, NinjaTrader or whatever platform, that's good too. But obviously there's going to be those valleys, those losing streaks could be a little bit, bigger. That's the thing. Do you think trading on a gut feeling, but using stop, take profit, and position sizing? Viable strategy? It's hard to answer that question. It depends on your experience. It depends if you understand the context of the market. If you understand the context of the market, if you understand the higher time frames or what the market is doing right now. So if you have enough experience, I would say, yes, it's possible. Yes, but because the only thing we can control is risk, right? So yeah, intuition kind of. Yeah, I know. So the only control what we have is risk. That is it. And we talked about it many times that even with the coin flip, I know we did not start that coin flip account yet, but even with the coin flip and proper risk management, you should be able to maintain at least an account on the same level So the more trades you take on a coin flip, but with proper risk management, I would bet that that account would be in profit. Obviously, maybe not that kind of a big profit as we spot those levels, or if we could spot some good entry levels, but you could prevent some losses. You can go for some good targets. So yeah, it's possible. Now it's going to take out that 934. Risk. It's all about risk. That's what it's all about, right? Look at this. It's going down. 935, 934. Don't chase it. All right. Please don't chase it. It's not about that. So first, let's talk about a little bit of the pros of discretionary trading. All right. And I think one of the pros is like adaptability. All right. Because you can respond to conditions instantly. If the market is suddenly changing because maybe there was some kind of a news driver event, and then obviously, of course, you can respond quickly. You can adjust size and risk, and you can shift your bias. It all comes from discretionary trading. But when you really think about it, it's all about risk management as well. So it's adaptable. I would say it has some sort of a creativity. Yeah, I would say creativity and sort of a flow. Like, I would say discretionary trading kind of has the ability to express your skills in regards reading the market, understanding the market behavior. But maybe that's not the biggest pro of this one, but I would still say that this matters. You start to read the market like a language, basically. That's why reading the narrative, even before the market, pre-market narrative, reading the tape, as ICT would say, like that's why it's so important. It also helps you to develop that skill. Trump tweet. Yeah. So it's also like a pro feature of discretionary trading. And of course, it has that context awareness, because without the context, no strategy is going to work out. Hello, Camilla. See ya. Sorry, just a bit of a Hungarian greeting here. So, as I was saying, context awareness. That's also important because mechanical systems don't understand the catalyst like FOMC or CPI or NFP reports or any kind of liquidity sweeps. That's the problem with the mechanical system. There is no mechanical system that can actually have a rule or a mechanic response to those news events, because it's always different. And you can basically filter out noise and wait for the clean moves. That's also something which is adaptable. And of course, it has the advantage of growth through awareness, as I would say it. Each decision is going to teach you something, right? It's very bad. I know the market right now is not the one. So it's going to teach you something. Each decision, that's what it's all about. Every trade basically becomes a feedback for your intuition to develop that skill, because that's basically, look at that, we're going down to 34. So discretionary trading turns the market into a mirror, just like we talked about this before, not like a mathematical problem. Okay. But obviously there are disadvantages to it. And I know you might think that, okay, this topic could be a little bit too dry or boring, but you really need to understand because there's a lot more to it. The problem with discretionary trading, as we all know it, is the emotional variability, right? Your mindset is going to affect the execution. So, and that's where your real life things are coming into the chart or into your trading. That's why it matters so much. If you sit down to trade while you have some problems or struggles outside of the charts, that should be actually a red flag not to pull the trigger at all. Okay. If you're tired, stressed out, that's going to interpret the same chart totally on a different aspect. Okay. So, oh yeah, totally forgot. Like and share the stream, everybody. I forgot to say that you must push the like button. Please push the like. Hit the like, smash the like. Okay. You can buy a new mouse for tomorrow. Today you can destroy it. And obviously share the stream link with everybody. Everybody's on social media. It's so easy to share the stream link. So go on. Anyway, some other challenges of discretionary trading is, for example, the inconsistency without rules. Okay. Discretion can easily become impulsive or becomes an impulse, right? That's the other problem. If you can't have, if you don't have a playbook, you're not trading with discretion. You're basically gambling. And you have, the worst thing about that is that you're going to have an excuse for gambling. That's the problem. So, right. And of course, the problem with the discretionary trading, it's much harder to backtest. Actually, you cannot backtest. No gambling. So it's very hard to backtest it. Actually, you can't. You just can't. Yeah. I'm not gonna breakout. Well, Avro, maybe you should wait for the PM session. Obviously, it's your decision to make, but I don't know. Change the background light to blue. It's better. Okay, so what color should I change the background light to? Do you guys want blue? Is it better now? Green, purple. Okay, you guys want green? Is it better? Green, dark purple. Okay, so now blue. Okay, make up your mind, everybody. Blue, dark purple, green. Oh my God, red. My favorite is the red in the background. Black. Okay. Dark pink. Oh, I see. Okay. Now I see you guys really like my topic. Thank you. All right. Red for bearish market. Okay. Can we have a poll? No. Then he's laughing at the corner. No, I don't know. I the problem is I'm gonna short circuit here. There's gonna be a circuit breaker, really. Let's go back to blue. It's too blue. Gray. I don't even know we have gray. We have yellow, I think. Oh, yellowish. Okay, I'm gonna put it back. Pink bar. No. We're gonna put it back to red. That's better. Okay. Oh my gosh. Barbie pink. No, we're gonna. Anyway, let's move on. I just wanted to say, by the way, about those challenges about the discretionary trading, like it's very difficult to scale. Actually, it's almost impossible to scale discretionary trading. Hey, what's up? More good to see you. So it's almost impossible to scale it up. Like the more accounts you have, the more pressure you're going to have and more inconsistency. That's the problem with discretionary trading. One of the main problems. Oh no, well, maybe we're going to have a separate session for that. So it requires, the thing is that discretionary trading requires an extreme self-awareness, right? Because you got to keep your behavior stable. So it's definitely hard. It's always easier to start up with a mechanical system, right? Yeah. So discretion without discipline is basically destruction. That's what it is. If I switch to blue, you guys are not going to buy? Oh my gosh. Okay. And by the way, I mean, we talked about some pros and challenges here, but there's always has to be some sort of a middle way here, kind of like a hybrid model or sweet spot. And that's what we need to find. You know, everybody needs to find that path in your trading. Like, I would say the most consistent or consistently profitable traders are, you know, kind of like hybrid traders. But oh my gosh, now you're going to think I'm talking about some sci-fi movie. But really, they're kind of using some sort of a sweet spot or hybrid model in trading. So there's a rule-based structure, plus you can add a little bit extra discretionary execution. Like you can also add the trade cap on those. Like, okay, today I was trading by the rules, and I can have one trade as a bit of a discretionary trade. And you can also journal those trades, by the way. Nobody said you can't. If you apply proper risk management, especially if you're up on the day, for example, you have an extra rule. Like if you are doing really good on a certain day, you can actually let yourself, for example, go into the PM session and do a bit of a scalp based on discretion. I'm not saying that you must do this, but if you still feel the urge, you can have a trade cap on those decisions, right? There's a red light in the back of my head. Jesus, I hope it's not John Wick. So if an alien comes to Earth, who they pick? I don't know. Ezra, that's a tough question. Making you bearish. Oh my God. Should I change it to green? I don't know what to say. The red light is making you... Maybe that's why the market makers sent it lower. Dude, I have never thought about this. There could be something in the... This could be... Okay, we can build a trading strategy around this. How about that? We can actually do that. So, but I wanted to say something about the hybrid model, okay? Yeah, I'm not gonna... You guys want me to make it green? All right. All right, there you go. It's a little bit greener. I don't think it's green enough, but it says greener. So I would say that think of your trading system as the rails, okay? And think of your discretion as the steering wheel. Oh, that sounds a little bit weird, but something like that. Your system is going to keep you safe, and your discretion lets you navigate between those, you know, real world conditions. Like I would say, oh my God.
What's the truth? What's the deal?
Quickly. I'm going to help you guys. Don't worry.
MyFunded TV giveaway.
Trend day 30. There's 2 Ds there. 30 free resets. Everybody quickly. Go. 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 Quickly. I love this. 30 free resets. Trend day 30. Congratulations for the winners. Who won? Who got it? We need to see those who got it. Congratulations. The music was emotional, a little bit scared, but I loved it. It was cool. It always makes me emotional with the green light telling it, no. Oh my God. Now this is going to be the new thing. I'm not telling you to buy. And by the way, I also wanted to talk about something like discretion versus discipline, because, you know, It's kind of a contradiction there, right? We always say like we got to go with exact rules, predefined entries, predefined profit loss numbers, trade cap, everything. And that's why discretion goes against this a little bit. But I just told you, what can you do? Discretion, by the way, is not about breaking the rules. It's about, interpreting them. Sorry. That's what it's all about. Discipline is what keeps discretion from turning into chaos. So once you have a trade cap, as I was just saying, it's fine. You can make those decisions. Abyss was asking a good question about this. Once you can manage your risk properly, and I'm talking about the P&L cap and or the number of trades, why not? But you gotta stay within those guidelines, okay? And that still does not mean that you can skip the pre-market analysis, or you can skip the higher time frame analysis. No, you still got to that's a must. You got to understand the higher time frame context, or the context of the whole market. Okay, that's the thing, right? Okay. So what is basically the psychology behind this? I would say that, as we said it earlier, like experience is going to create intuition, chart time, right? You've seen patterns enough times that your subconscious basically recognizing the context. And this is actually true. This is really heavy, by the way. Like, you've seen patterns enough times that your subconscious is going to recognize the whole context. And I'm not just talking about the 1 minute chart, but the hourly chart, the 4 hour chart, the daily chart. Even if you, I don't know, you're an ICT trader, or just going with pivot points or VWAP or support and resistance, it doesn't matter. Those patterns, what you're looking for, your subconscious is going to recognize those things, and you will know what to do. And by the way, if I think about it, because I look back into my results, I always look at my results, and I can't come up with an exact number, but I would say, like I told you guys, like, I'm not really a fan of scalping, but like 30-40%, and that's a lot, 30 or 40% of my profits is from scalping. And by scalping, I'm definitely using more discretion. I'm kind of like, the decision is based more on intuition when I enter those trades. Obviously, I need to see those levels. I need to see that particular zone or fair value gap, or I need to see a certain level being taken out. So that's why I'm saying the context definitely matters, but it comes with experience. Intuition is basically compressed data, right? It's not magic. It's just compressed data. And of course, discretion also requires self-trust. So, and that's why it's so important. Like, I was not in the trade. I was just looking for this level. I was trying to read the market. And sometimes I just enjoy watching the chart without even putting on a position, to see how the market behaves around those levels that I'm looking for. Check out new day opening gap from today, NQ chart. Yeah, it might not be accurate. New day opening gap. Let's see. So the micro is not accurate. Yeah, I see it here. Yeah. I see that. Somewhere around 942. Nice. What a reaction, by the way. Yeah, so there could be, obviously, there's always a difference between the micro and the mini. But yeah. So, as I said, it requires a certain amount of self-trust. You must trust your reading without becoming arrogant, right? That trust is built through backtesting, journaling, observation. And that's why I'm saying you can't be arrogant when you're reading the market. You got to observe a lot of chart time. So it also requires a certain amount, like a mental flexibility. If you're more of a discretionary trader, you must stay like emotionally agile, not with a fixed bias. In this matter, I would say, because I told you guys I don't have like a daily bias when I sit down to trade, like most of the time. Like I sit down in London session, I'm not making the decision pre-market like, okay, I'm going to be bullish today. I don't care what happens. I'm just going to stay bullish. No, I'm shifting my bias in between the sessions as well. Or during the session, I'm shifting that bias. There was someone on social media I liked. He had a great tweet. I actually forgot to retweet that, but it was about, and I said it yesterday, it does not have to be complicated if we're talking about bias. Just look for the levels that you want the market to go to. Try to anticipate the move. And once you see the market moving and towards that direction, just, execute the trade with your entry model, of course. So, oh, by the way, yeah, use the code YouTube. It's going to give you a great discount. Yeah. So just saying, it does not have to be complicated. Once we're thinking about the daily bias, I would say it's better to be able to shift your bias. Now, I know some ICT traders would disagree, and I'm not here to debate, but it's a good thing to shift your bias. Okay. So I would say intuition without self-control is kind of like an ego thing, right? Intuition with awareness would be the mastery, usually. And of course, there's a way to develop like a health. Oh, wow. Look at this. Asia low is next, 874. So there's a way to develop sort of like a healthy discretion in trading. But first of all, you got to start with a strong base system. Because without a base system, a base entry model, it's not going to work. I would say discretion can't fix a bad structure or a bad system. If you're using a bad entry model or a bad strategy, and upon that strategy, you're going to add more discretion, that's just going to make things worse. So you got to use a very strong base entry model or system. That's the core of the thing before you start building up that discretion. Can we make another bet on gold? Raphael, I don't know what's happening on gold. Oh yeah, look at that. 300 got tagged. What's your bet, Raphael? Let us hear. Leo, what's up? How's it going, Leo? Gold is flying. What is happening? I was reading some conspiracy theories that gold is flying because it has to do something with some new digital currencies, but I'm not here to talk about that. I mean, that's going to be the future anyways, right? But Raphael versus Tom. Gold 4,500 by February. That's easy. That's easy. Okay, you're saying gold 4,500 by February. I'm going to say gold 4,500 by 2030. How about that? It's like the same thing. No, that's easy. That's easy. February, that's a lot of time, man. That's a very safe position. That's a very safe bet, man. Oh. That's a very sad. That's easy. That easy. Easy. All right. So, as I was saying, discretionary trading, if you decide to put more of those trades on your chart, it's not going to work if you don't have not just an understanding of the context, but a very strong base system. All right. You got to master that playbook first. You got to master that entry model first. That's it. Even if you think of adding more trades like that, you just can't do it without mastering the base entry model. Then you can layer on that intuition thing. And overall, I think that's a great thing. Having that intuition, the good news is it's going to develop somewhat automatically. That layer is going to develop automatically if you use proper risk management and if you follow the rules. So that's actually a good news. You don't have to focus like Doctor Strange or whatever, like, oh, let's focus, let's develop that intuition. Yeah, more charts. Let's go now. Just do your thing, do the same thing every day. Trade your entry model, master the craft, and that intuition is going to be there automatically. I promise you that. But it's going to take a lot of chart time. All right, a lot of chart time. And by the way, you can document your discretion. Really, that's what I do basically. Like, I mean, you can write down how you felt, what your intuition was whispering to you, and stuff like that. How you felt during the trade, before or after the session. Those are great things to add. Even after each trade, if you want to. Like, what rule did I bend? For example, that's a good question. If there was a very bad trade based on discretion, you can just ask yourself, like, what rule did I bend? Right? That's it. Was it justified by context or emotion? Just another example. That's a very good question. And by the way, if you're just creating you can create your own scorecard. We talked about that scorecard many times, and I told you a few bullet points on that, but you can actually add more questions to that scorecard. And these 2 questions are, by the way, excellent. What rule did I bend? Man, I should just add this to my own scorecard. Or, was it justified by context or emotion? Actually, that's not going to fit. You have to ask it a different way, but these are excellent questions. Yeah. Just a second, guys. So, as I was saying, you gotta develop that skill. So, where was I? Yeah. So, documenting those questions. That's super important. Yeah. Magnus, you want me to talk about it? You want me to announce? Yeah. So, and review those patterns, review it. And by the way, I think I can. I think I can say it. I just got a message here that Matt won't be able to join us today. Don't worry, all is good. It's gonna be okay. But some stuff came up, so Matt is not going to be holding his session right now. But it's all good. Just a second. Yeah. All right. Look at that. Asia low is coming. Yeah. Okay, Magnus. Okay, I was just chatting with Magnus here. All is good. So Matt is not going to be here. Don't worry. All has been taken care of. All is good. But at least I'm going to be finishing up with this, with this topic, because it's super important. I think we might see some movement here. Look at Asia low being taken. If anyone has some news, I don't know what caused this. If there was some news, I will be here a little bit longer, but not the full hour. Don't worry. I can be here all PM session. Don't worry, I can do it. Hey guys, look at the question. Do you wish another code? I guess nobody. Just 2 yeses. Okay, nobody wants just green and syntax. Okay, nobody else. Oh, it seems like more yeses there. We took that Asia low. Interesting, right? Interesting. Oh, Spencer, sorry about. Okay, you guys want it. Okay. So anyway, this is, I mean, we turn the lights to green. That's why it's going to go up. I'm telling you. So what I wanted to say about that, like, review the patterns, and review the good trades as well, not just the bad ones. Over time, you're going to spot when your judgment is going to help you. And that's the key factor of journaling down these questions. So if you're going to review those trades, Quant Hour or Tradeaway, I'm a Quant Hour fan, but Tradeaway is also awesome. So I'm a Quant Hour fan. So, so basically, if you review those trades, you're going to realize what are those market conditions when your intuition or judgment can actually help you. Right? Exactly. I know. So it can help you a lot. If you can't explain, by the way, your discretion, it wasn't logic behind it, by the way. It was more likely an impulsive decision. That's why you need to that's why you need to answer those questions. All I can tell you guys is just stick around, because something might happen in the stream. Okay, let's talk about the risk here. Over discretion. I know it's kind of a fancy word, but I wrote it down like over discretion. It's kind of a fancy thing, I know. When you start making exceptions, for example, on a daily basis, that's no longer discretion, by the way. That's under discipline or undiscipline, basically. Rules are there. Wow, what the heck is going on? Rules are there basically to keep you safe. So never forget about that. I had to switch to the 1 hour chart. Wow. Look at this. We're going down. So again, rules are there to help you as your safety net. Discretion basically is the pivot, not the plan. All right? If you bend your rules every day, they weren't rules. They were most likely only suggestions. Nothing more. Nothing more. That's the thing. So you got to remember that. Sound like Danny. Oh my God. But there's a way to train yourself in that discretionary trading. I would say replay and study price action, like rewind the charts, do the backtesting, not because you're going to practice your entry, not because it's going to make you any better. Like, yes, it's good for data collection, but for example, rewatch market session with context awareness. All right. Or what I used to say is when I finish up with the day, I just look back mostly on the lower time frames, like 5 minute, 1 minute, and again try to read the narrative, like what happened overall during the day, during the session. That kind of helps you. Okay. Ask what was the market trying to do, even if you were wrong. By the way, even if you were wrong, it never hurts to tape read the market after the move happened. What was the market trying to do? So I think that's kind of interesting. Now the market is definitely from the top. We're down 371. There has to be some sort of a news here. We have previous day low 663. How far? I just can't focus on the topic because I keep eyeballing this chart. Although I'm not even in a trade. I'm not even in a trade. I'm still kind of watching this. Please don't chase it. All right. So yeah, don't worry, guys. We are going to have another drop. All right. Shortly. Stick around. Oh, Trump is talking. All right. So stick around because it's gonna be great. ARR, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to make that decision. It's not up to me, basically. It's not up to me. It's not my thing. You see, Abhishek is handling that pressure. It's not me. Also, there's a thing I used to call, by the way, if we're talking about how to train that better discretion in trading, like there's that shadow trade mode. I call it shadow trade mode. Like, don't execute the trade. Just call out what you would do and why. And it costs you nothing. And that's not to... like how should I put this, and do this as the market is moving, like not backtesting, but like on the live market. Just call out the trade, write it down on a piece of paper, or just use a paper trading account. And I'm not saying you should demo trade, but you can definitely journal some of your discretionary trades on a single paper trading account. You can encourage it. What can I encourage? What can I encourage? Yeah. Matt is not going to be here. Everything is cool, but he has some things to do, and that's it. All is good. All right. But don't worry. I'm gonna finish up today. But we're still gonna take it for a little bit because I like to be here, and we're gonna drop some more freebies for you guys. And I'm kind of curious how this market is going to go further. Now is my time. Matt has, put on so much high standards. I can't do it. I can't. Matt is definitely raised the bar. He definitely raised the bar. I just can't do it. No, this could be a falling knife. Don't try to catch this one. I'm just curious about the bounce here. 60 points bounce. Let's go down to the 1 minute. Just curious. The last candle. 40 points. Wow. Oh, by the way, thank you, Abhishek, for reminding me. If you guys would like to get some core accounts, tomorrow on my channel in London session, because I stream in London as well, from 2 a.m. Until around 4 or 4:30 a.m., we're going to have a joint stream with Terry. So Terry is going to be a guest on my channel, and we're going to give away 5 core accounts, okay? 5 core accounts are going to be given away. It's going to be fun. I know it's not 30, it's not 50, but hey. But if you guys want to, try your luck, join us tomorrow, Friday, 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Terry is going to be there as well, I hope. And we're going to do a bit of an account giveaway. Okay, 5 core accounts. That's going to be fun. We're going to have some fun, Crazy Friday, all the good stuff, Thank you for sharing my YouTube there. And that's it. The duck race, you can do that too. I'm not trading. Gold, only sometimes gold. Sometimes I do trade. Yeah, tomorrow, Friday, 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know for many of you guys, it would be in the middle of the night. I understand. But if you don't want to miss, only 5 core accounts, but hey, it's going to be fun. And we are going to have some good time there. Terry is going to be there. London Friday is always good. Exactly. London Friday, we're always having fun. For Europeans, it's perfect. Or for some of you guys who like to stay up all night as well. Actually, what I want to do, by the way, I'm trying to do an experiment. Maybe I can stay up for the Asia session. I was thinking about it. How about we should do like an Asia thing or something. That would be awesome. Yeah. London calling. Exactly. You live in Portugal. Nice. 8 a.m. in your country. What? You live in the future? What the heck? All right. No, I'm not going to do the caboose thing. That's not my department, but that's not my department. So I wanted to say something about the decision review journal. It just got to my mind. Now I'm not going to dance here at MyFunded TV. No, I'm not. So I would say like each discretionary call gets like a 3-core system. Score system. Like first, it has like an emotional score. It has a neutral and a logical. Over time, reduce ones and increase the threes. That's it. So you can actually do like a scorecard thing is what I wanted to say about a separate scorecard based on your discretionary trades. And that's kind of cool. Pine Tree Trader, welcome. Hey, good to see you, man. The sabotage. So yeah. And obviously there's the thing about like as a discretionary trader, there's an edge in that you'll never be faster than algorithms. You'll never out-analyze quant systems. We all know that. But your human brain sees what machines actually can't. Context and emotion. And I know it kind of sounds weird, but this is something that's going to develop over time. This is something that's going to develop with chart time, and everything. More experience, more payouts, more funded accounts, more trades, more chart time. You're gonna see the market in a whole different way, and that's why it's gonna come as an extra layer of confluence, intuition. Basically, that's what we're talking about. The algorithms usually react. Humans interpret, right? That's your advantage. If you stay self-aware enough, by the way, if you stay self-aware enough, then, you don't have to be worried about trading emotionally or trading with too much emotions. So, as a takeaway, I just want to say that discretion is basically a tool, but not a license to break the rules, okay? It's what keeps your trading adaptable and human, by the way. The goal is not to remove the discretion, it's basically to refine it, and that's why it comes with chart time. That's why it's going to come with experience and all the good things. Rules are going to give you the map. Discretion is going to teach you how to drive it, right? Because even if you want it or not, those discretionary trades are going to, or skills are going to develop. That kind of sixth sense or that extra intuition. So yeah. Okay, so if you have some quick questions about this, let me know. Tom, how much did you earn from trading markets so far? Well, by not far as much as Matt or others, but I'm consistently profitable. I think this year I am over $60-something thousand with this month in trading payouts. I mean this year, with this month over 60 something. Last year was a little bit less. So we're up. By the way, congratulations to the winners. I see that there was some codes there, right? So I just want to say this was a great session. Don't worry, Matt is not here today, but he's going to be back tomorrow. And I got the word that I need to wrap up things so the outro can come. So guys, I can already hear it. Thank you so much for being here at MyFunded TV. Press like, subscribe. We'll be here tomorrow. I wish you guys a great rest of the day, and I love you all. Cheers, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Charts scribbled like hieroglyphs, secrets in the mist. Candlesticks whisper, every wick got a twist. Fibonacci spiral, price dance in a trance. Pyramids of profits if you catch the right glance. Shadows